Hello, everybody. We are live on the midnight hour. How's everybody doing? We got Horror of Spice, Vince and Becky. We've got the Cheetah, Patrick, and Paladin. Boom will be on here in a little while. Hopefully, Joe will be arriving. Welcome, everybody, to the chat. We got some people jumping in now. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Theodore.
Yeah, the time change might screw people up too.
Yeah.
Hey,
What up, Casey? What up, Theodore?
Casey, I got your package.
I completely
yesterday.
forgot about the time change.
Yeah, looks like Facebook did too.
When I went to work, I left work at like 12:30 last night. So, I mean, it was all the way through. I worked through the time change. Hopefully, some people will be getting some good news about some stimulus this week.
I already have some.
Oh, you already got some stimulus lumps? Sweet.
Not yet, but wow, we're waiting for the Wednesday.
Yeah.
They said the earliest it would be the 17th.
People are asking about your camera, Vince, I think, and how things are going with your new laptop.
Oh, we're currently actually with you guys on our new laptop, and we have a new camera for our Tuesdays out and about videos. It's a little GoPro I'm going to put on my chest.
I'm really looking forward to that. I cannot wait. I do those sometimes from time to time, and mine are kind of shaky. But with the GoPro, those are going to be so much fun.
Mine has a stability sensor in it. I was testing my walk, and I kind of sway side to side as I walk, and it barely at all picked it up on the screen as I was walking.
That's awesome. Tim, what's up?
All right. I'm just sharing the love with a few heads here.
That's cool. We should be having a couple more, possibly, Tim, tonight.
I got weight loss news.
Sure.
I'm actually almost under 400 pounds now.
Hell yeah, brother. Congrats.
Yeah, congratulations, sir.
Tell them how many pounds you've lost so far.
125. No, 128.
Jesus. Wow. I've got that in my head. What up, Jen Tochi? What up, Jason?
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah, this Facebook thing. That's what it didn't take into consideration. It didn't take consideration to the time change, so it messed it up. It's saying 9 o'clock Eastern, and it's supposed to be 10 o'clock, and I put it at 10 o'clock. But
Wild Guy 85 is in the house. So what have you been doing differently, Vince?
With what?
Your diet plan, or we're not? What are you? What's the key?
Okay. I have 3 major things that I have to adhere to at all times. I only eat dinner and a snack during the day. It could be as big of a dinner as I want it to be. The snack can only go up to 400 calories. Then for the rest of the day, I don't eat anything at all. I just spend the day drinking anything with very low calories whatsoever. I exercise 3 to 4 days a week. I get up and move more now.
I need to do that.
Also, I changed what I ate. Instead of getting high calorie, high dense foods, I also became what is it? Pescatarian. Pescatarian. It's a vegetarian who eats fish and eggs.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You definitely look like you've lost, man.
Yeah. I've gained. I'm way over. I'm so way over. I gotta try to motivate myself to care about that, which I actually am. Okay, Joe says he's setting up. He's setting up. He'll be with us shortly.
Bronco
Well, at least you're
Juggler
not-
throwing Bronco Juggler is throwing out profanities
Not a
already.
woman. Women very
Not
well.
even been 9 minutes, and the Juggalo is already throwing out profanities and obscenities. We're gonna have to give him a strike.
Hi, Brad. Tim and everybody and Jason.
Brad, that's exactly why I eat in the evenings. So my body will store the calories and the vitamins and minerals. I want heavy base dinners. I'm averaging about 3 pounds a day. Are we muted?
No, not that I.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm just not used to the silence.
I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just oh. I think someone's saying hi to you, Josh. 80s culture saying hi to you. I'm just waiting for Joe.
Hey, Jason.
Jason, Jennifer. We got the boom. Here comes the boom.
Boom.
Here comes the boom.
Oh yeah. See, somebody's already talking about donuts in the chat.
Yep.
Some people are here for the donuts.
Yes.
80s culture. Thank you for talking about the donuts, the dodos.
That's
David
one of my
Torres here.
downfalls is donuts.
I know last week
Guys,
I
we
had
need to
to
start
stop
a
to get
petition.
some at the store.
We need to
Ladies
start
and
a
gentlemen,
petition, you guys. Have Dunkin' Donuts bring back the ghost pepper donuts.
If they do that, I promise I will bring some on the stream.
I promise.
Yeah,
I'll
you need to
Maybe in
eat
the
them
craft
too,
shack.
Hobbs.
I'll eat them on the stream.
I will never touch those.
No. I will live vicariously through Josh.
Yeah,
It's
Brad, I
weird.
think Hobbs killed it.
Good interview.
I gotta be
last
honest.
night.
I eat late too. I think that's a problem for me. I eat late a lot myself, to be honest.
Yeah, that's my problem.
I don't hear any distortion rain sounds. Do you guys? Do you guys hear any Everglades or anything going on?
No.
Okay.
Greetings, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Tim says he hears rain going on in the background. Is there anybody? Do we need to mute somebody, or is somebody at the pool right now swimming, or?
No rain or distortion over here.
Okay.
I don't think I do.
Bronco
All
Juggler
right, we
says,
don't
"How
have
do
any
y'all
rain.
think?"
We're Arizona.
It's because everybody cuddles in Arizona. You wouldn't feel it because everybody's cuddling. Thank you, Brad. How does everybody think we did in the trailer? And
Oh, the
did
trailer.
you guys like the Wild Eye trailer?
Oh, I'm just sad. I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to look. I didn't see it get posted.
Yeah, I seen it. So did Becky, and we think you did an amazing job in the trailer, and can't wait for Wild Out Week. Our videos for Wild Out Week will be here Wednesday.
What's up, Amanda?
I thought
That's
Jason
cool.
brought it home. Jason brought it home big time. That last one had me laughing.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jason, I think, kind of stole the show. That was absolutely fantastic. Everybody did good, but
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
was
I'd have to
Jason-
agree with
Jason-
that, Hobbs.
Jason, you really stole the show, man. That was fantastic. What's up, Cody Ray? David?
I was actually looking for Wild Eye Guy 85 in that trailer myself. I was thinking more like, oh brother, we gotta get some more. We gotta get some more guys in there. Joe was great too.
Oh, yeah. I did mine in about 11 takes because I kept laughing. Naughty Taco John's. Taco John's. I never heard of Taco John's.
It's kind of like a Taco Bell, but better. They have these little potato lays. They're almost like tater tots. They're so good.
Taco John sounds like an after effect, not a food.
But you know what? Are they open at 1 a.m.?
I know
Alright, guys,
the one back in Illinois would be open to like 4 a.m. because they had a bar
There
in the
you go.
same town.
All right, guys.
So everybody get done with the
Joe-
bar, they go over to Taco John's.
All
But
right,
we
folks.
have one
Joe,
here, but I don't know if it's open that late.
ladies and gentlemen, Joe is here. It is time to interview Joe Lujan from Rust.
got
Here we go.
Oh, did we lose Patrick? I
Hey,
think we
guys.
lost Patrick.
How's it going?
Hello. We
Hello,
somehow
Joe.
lost Patrick.
How's it going? How are you guys?
Welcome to the stream, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
We got a whole bunch of people has a lot of questions for you.
There he is. Patrick's back.
Yeah, I got froze.
Sweet.
So,
You guys
Patrick-
hear me, right?
Whoa!
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
No, I hear you just great.
Cool. Cool.
So we want to welcome to the stream here. We've all been doing our watching of Rust on multiple. I just watched it again, and a lot of people here is going to have questions in the chat and in person. So
Sweet.
whoever wants to get started with their questions, I'll open the forum for Joe. And if Joe has anything he wants to talk about, we're ready to go. So, Patrick, you want to start us off, buddy?
Sure. Hi, Joe. How are you? Nice meeting
Pretty good.
you.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
Yeah, thanks for doing the eight questions with me. That was a lot of fun.
Of course. No, thank you. It's exciting. I dived deep into my past. I haven't done that in a while.
I was just telling the panel before we went on. I was sitting there. I was watching that other interview you did with Joe. The one-on-one filmmaker, the one film, one filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
I'm just really impressed with the drive. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a passion. It's something that I've grown to love because it's not easy.
No, I got it. Yeah, I've talked to many filmmakers, and that's the one constant thing I get. It's not as easy as it appears to be.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I watched the Immortal Wars resurgence. I got caught in the middle of it. That's the one I have, but I was able to get a little bit from the backstory. So, how did you get your start with comic? I mean, when as a youngster, how did you come up with the idea for the Immortal Wars universe?
So I was actually attending school. I was studying at a community college back in my hometown in El Paso, and that whole universe character comic thing that I was working on was just something I was doing for fun. When I was trying to get away from all the filmmaking, studying, all that, it was like my little escape. I would sketch an image. It would take me very long to sketch one image, and then I would write a whole story on that one image. I would explain everything that has to do with that image, as far as think of it as a little mini movie, but it's in one image. And I would upload the image add the story, and I would do that constantly. I want to say every like 3 weeks. That's how long it would take me to do one sketch. So I did it that way, and then that was put in the back burner. I then moved on to continue doing films and focusing on the horror genre, and I did that for many years. I did Rust and Rust 2 with Telephobia, those 2 franchises, and then I was asked by my team if I had something that was more family friendly, something not so gruesome and twisted. So I was like, well, I have this universe that I created, and I kind of presented that to them. And within 3 months, it went from here's the concept, these are all my characters, to I have to write 3 scripts. It's a 3-picture deal, and we are going to do 3 films in 2 months. So it was really fast. That's how it all started.
One thing I gathered I didn't catch, but until I saw that other one, is that the Russ and the world of Russ and Billy is in the shared universe with the Immortal Wars. Now,
Yeah.
was that by design, or did that just?
That was actually a plan from the get-go. It's actually it's all a shared universe. Even the Telephobia, even the Immortal Wars, I should say. Sorry, the Immortal Wars, the Telephobia, Rust, Billy, everything's a shared universe. At one point or another, they cross paths.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I have one question before I let somebody else ask. Do you storyboard everything that you do?
Not everything. Specific scenes, I do. Not everything as far as like every detail of the film, but as far as very intricate and big scenes, I will storyboard, and we'll get those prepared before we move forward. Yeah.
All right. I'll turn my spot over to somebody else.
I guess I'll go. I don't have a whole lot, but I know one with Rust, because I'm actually new to Wild Eye and I wasn't familiar with your work. So this week I binged a lot. I watched Rust, and then I watched the one on Tubi. Then I watched Rust 2. I know I made a little film. I was really upset because I didn't know it was the one on Tubi was combined with Rust 2. Yeah. And I was like, and I saw Rust 2 on Prime. I was like, why did they do? But then I found out, and I wasn't so upset. But I really liked Rust. I really liked that. And with that, it starts out as inspired by a true story. What true story was it inspired by?
Well, I'm from El Paso, Texas, and there was an incident that happened. I think it was in the 70s or 60s in Waco, Texas. As far as what it was based on, it basically was based lightly on 3 friends. 2 were girls, 1 was a guy, and they were all murdered, and that was it. That was the only part that was based. Aside from, obviously to make the story in the film, I threw them into a haunted attraction. Then I created Travis McClendon. Now the name of the killer, Travis, I think was in. I may be wrong, but I do think that it was the city of Travis and McClendon County or something like that. I think is what it was. That's how I came up with his name, Travis McClendon. As to where the real incident happened, I named him after the location. So,
okay. Yeah.
And unfortunately, you guys saw, I always say unfortunately, because you guys didn't see the way Rust should have been seen. Rust has been re-released on Blu-ray, and it's day and night. I mean, if you guys were to see Rust on Blu-ray, it's phenomenal. I'm very proud of the way it looked on Blu-ray.
Yeah, if I come across that, I'll have to get that because I really enjoyed. Because I only had the streaming because I didn't own any of these. And I didn't have time to order anything, so I had the streaming services to rely on. So I just saw the one on Tubi, and I was like, but I still really enjoyed it. I really like. I really liked Heather, like being the kind of more the heroine. It wasn't like the typical. It's gonna sound really bad, but like the typical like her friend that you just. I don't know. I was really annoyed by her friend. I was like, just kill her already. We wanted to see the Heather be alive. But yeah,
I'll be honest, that was my one of the main things I wanted to do. I didn't want the lead to be your typical perfect bodied, chiseled girl running for
right. And I pointed out on my review, which was it was kind of weird because I repeated a lot, but I really liked how she was the heroine and, not that, but I really liked that.
Yeah,
That it didn't do like the typical stereotypes.
Yeah, which would we're in the final production days of Rust 3 right now.
Oh,
So
nice.
what you guys will see in as far as Heather goes, her character has completely done a 360. And I could say a little bit of what Rust 3 is. It takes place. It's been a while. Sorry, I want to say 3 years or 4 years since part 2. And this time I wanted to focus on bringing Travis out of his world and bring him into our world. So only a part of it takes place in the haunted attraction. And then it turned out to be more the strangers type of feel with Travis.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of like him stalking her, only the audience can see him, stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of like almost inspiration from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
It was like what I got was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Hell House LLC with like a sprinkle of what's that? Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
That's what my take was on it. But yeah, I got to see both Rust and the Immortal Wars and Immortal Wars Resurgence, and I enjoyed all of them. I see you use a lot of actors. He said all your worlds are combined. When you combine it, are you still use the same actors? They go stay in their character per movie, or?
So when it comes to casting, I use a lot of the same actors, only with the sense of like I know what to expect from them, they know what to expect from me. I trust that they can take a role and follow through with it for the entire project. I've had opposite experiences too with other actors where it doesn't work out. Their performances are not as what I was hoping they could be. So that's why you do see a lot of familiar faces. It was kind of rough trying to do everything as a shared universe because so the actress that plays Heather, her name's Corey Taylor. She's like my little sister. So nice. She was, when I moved out to Vegas, she was like the first friend I made out there. So, and she was an actress, and we were like, you know what? Anytime I do something, I want you in it, involved some way or another. And I think she's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah, I did too.
Really good, yeah. So that's why I use a lot of the same actors, just giving them different roles. Have you noticed the actress that plays Travis's little minion, Valkyrie? She actually,
I've seen her in Mortal Wars too. She has really pretty eyes. Yeah.
She plays the Candy Immortal Wars franchise, and she makes an appearance in a Telephobia. But it's interesting.
I was wondering how, when you said that they were all connected, and how you would work that out with they all play different characters.
Did you catch how it was connected? I'm curious if you.
No, I didn't.
No. And I'll tell you. So in the Immortal Wars Resurgence, Dominion Harvey, which is played by Eric Roberts, he's addressing the nation. And on the news bar on the bottom, you're seeing what happens to Travis. You're seeing about the trial. You're seeing about you're talking also as far as the killer for a Telephobia, for Meredith, you're also seeing what happens to her. So that's how I connected the universe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's about all I got.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, you bring in horror and you bring in sci-fi together.
Yeah, thank you. And it's also a launch to. So I have the Ravaged Reign universe, which is I basically created my own cinematic universe with the Immortal Wars, which includes like 130 characters. A parallel universe to that is called the Dark World, which is where Rust, Telephobia, and Billy follow. Billy is in it's literally the follow-up to Rust. So if you guys see Rust, you guys see what happens to Heather, because she comes out in Billy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find that streaming anywhere, so I'll have to keep looking for
Actually,
that.
we actually removed it. It was on. I'll shameless plug right now. I will definitely. So for Billy, I actually received Best Director, the award for Best Director at Shop last year.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really cool. I received it along with Rob Zombie. Also received an award that night. So it was really cool. Like a guy who I looked up to, that inspired me a lot, was receiving an award at the same event as me. It was really cool. So once that happened, the feature got greenlit. So we had to pull the film from streaming services because now we're working on the feature film of Billy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to look for that. Cause like I said, I really like Rust. I really like the Immortal Wars. I was gonna watch the other one. I know I'm not gonna pronounce it right, the Phobia one, but I didn't get the time to do it.
I tell no, everyone gets it wrong. Everyone gets it wrong. But
I have bad pronunciation, so I can see me screwing it up.
yeah, it's a unique film. I like to say it's horror fantasy. It's like The Cell meets Hostel, Saw, very gruesome. You're gonna see Corey Taylor. She actually plays a character in that as well.
Oh, nice.
And that film is very personal to me. That film itself is based off of stuff I went through in high school. In high school, I was really bullied.
Same.
Very bad physically, mentally. It was really horrible. So I used the telephobia as my artistic revenge. You know, kind of like
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, they're on my watch list. I just didn't get time to watch it.
Well, if I get mailing addresses, I could have them send you all Blu-rays of all the movies. That way you guys can check them out on Blu-ray. That's the way
that'd
it
be-
is. Seen.
That'd
Yeah,
be fantastic. Yeah, man.
they're remastered and released on Blu-ray. Looks really good.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah.
Now,
If anybody has
are you-
questions in the chat too, you can throw them out too. Like,
oh yeah, please do toss questions.
go ahead, Patrick.
So
I'm
that's why I
sorry.
asked you about that's why I asked you about storyboards, because I got the idea there were a lot of characters. I didn't know there was 130. So
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how do you keep everything straight and in order?
It's a good question. I don't know. My mind is, yeah. I do have what I call like the Ravage Rain Universe Bible, which literally has. I think I have it here. I'll actually show you guys. Let's see.
Sweet.
So in this book is literally every single character as far as the universe goes. Let's see how I'm going to do this. I don't know if you guys could see this, but if you guys can kind of see, I literally have all the sketches of each character in the universe.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh, wow.
I mean, breaking it down from what they're wearing, their colors, their abilities. Yeah, everything's in here. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of characters. And that's how I've kind of kept everything organized. I've kind of put everything in a certain format that I know it's like. If anyone was to see it, they'd be like, what in the world are we looking at right now? Yeah, it's weird. But that's kind of how I've put it together. It's funny you said that because even some of the actors have asked me that too. They're all like, well, this person comes out in this installment, and I have to explain to them. I was like, just trust me. Just do what I wrote. Act. You guys will see when it's finished. And it makes sense to them once the projects come out.
You know, I call that kind of casting. I call it like the Jack Webb School of Casting, because Jack Webb did that a lot. I don't know if you know who Jack Webb is or
I
not.
don't know who that is.
How you do or don't?
I don't know.
He was a director he was an actor director from the 50s. He did a show called Dragnet.
Okay.
And all his shows, he had a very small core of like a troupe of actors, and they always were in his shows, and they always played different parts. You always saw the same faces. So I mean, it's a matter of a trust. You know, you trust those people to act your word, so you use them, and I get that. Plus, I mean, and you said that El Paso's, you said El Paso film community is really thriving, so that must help you a lot.
Right now, so I'm actually not based in El Paso. I'm actually based in Vegas and Los Angeles area. So I'm kind of back and forth there. When I lived in El Paso, there really wasn't much of a community as far as film goes. Now there is. Now I wish it was like that back then, because there's so many talented people in El Paso. Every chance I get, I like to take production back home and kind of, give those in the community, actors, crew members, anyone the opportunity to be involved with what we're doing. But yeah, it's El Paso's home. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Someone's in my front door. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned it earlier about producing. I know you and I talked about this too. What's it like to produce an indie level movie like that? I mean, to go to them to make your pitch, so to speak. How do you make your pitch be relatable to potential financiers or investors?
Well, it's it's tricky because I guess it also depends on. So when it comes to producing, there's different like levels of producing. There's executive, associate, there's line producer. There's so many different types of producers. But when you're producing a film, it can be challenging. You have to use your connections. Majority of the time, budgets won't allow you to do the things you want to do. So you kind of build these connections and connects with maybe locations or crew members or certain props that maybe you don't have access to that you can get them for maybe nothing to close to nothing. So producing a film, I mean, it's everything as a whole, from the costumes to locations to food to transportation to pay to making sure the actors are compensated one way or another. Sometimes, you know, I with Rust, it's funny. I actually shot the first Rust in 6 hours. The entire thing I shot in 6 hours.
Oh wow.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I thought I had made the connection with the haunted house, and I was under the impression that I only had 6 hours. They were open for business that night, so we got there like around 10 in the morning. By the time the camera rolling was, I mean, it was like noon, maybe 1. So we were really cutting it. So I was like at one take wonders throughout the whole movie practically.
Oh, that's amazing.
But as far as producing that, I had to make sure the food was there on time for the actors. There was no time to spare. So I had to make sure costumes, I mean, props, even blood, everything that we had to do for the film, you just make sure everything's in line and where it has to be. So when it comes to indie films, I mean, that's the main thing. The way I see it, you know, I mean, there's executive producers. Those are the ones who bring in the money. And those are the ones who are like, hey, this is how much you have. You only have this much left or whatever it is that they say. That's kind of how it works. Depends on the project. Yeah, I mean, that was Rust. The Immortal Wars, that's a whole different process when it came to that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say your budget for Immortal Wars must have been like many times bigger than Rust.
Way bigger than Rust, yeah. way bigger
Yeah,
than
just
Rust.
the special effects alone, I could imagine that one. I was just thinking, there's no way that was filmed in like 6 hours or something.
Yeah, no, that one we shot the Immortal Wars. I think it was 25 days. We shot the Immortal Wars.
Now, did
And
you
it
shoot that? Did you shoot that in Vegas or did you shoot that in Texas?
No, we shot that in Vegas. Part 1 and 2 we shot in Vegas. Yeah.
Wow.
Part 3, which comes out at the end of this month, we shot in LA, Vegas, and El Paso.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Becky and Vince had some things they wanted to ask Joe too while we got some time.
Speaking of Rust, I was just wondering, did you have a deeper connection with any particular character over the others?
I would say it was more Travis. And the reason I say that is just because of what he went through in his childhood, which we explained in part 2. Him not feeling the love from his parents, feeling like he doesn't belong. I kind of connected in that way, just because childhood for me was rough myself. That's where that kind of came to play, how I, made that character. But then it was also like, I feel bad for him type of connection, but then also like he's totally messed up for killing all these people. He's very twisted. I don't know if you guys kind of caught that he kind of like collects these trophies, these girls.
Right.
He has infatuation with Morgan, and it's not more of a like I want to kill her type of infatuation. It's just more like I want her because I want her to be mine. I want that connection with her as a person. So that's why he never kills her. He always just has her tied up somewhere, and he's like, she's gonna be my little plaything, and I just want her to be mine, almost like a pet. She did that with the other actor. He does that with the other character, Valkyrie. And it was kind of like that was more like a sexual infatuation when it comes to Travis. At the end of part 2, they have this big fight scene. They're like fighting each other, and then all of a sudden they just start like licking each other. It was just like it was like day and night, kind of weird. It's like a bipolar type relationship.
That relationship, and what with him having the girls like kidnapped. That's kind of what reminded me of the Hills Have Eyes situation. Because some of the people they would kill and some of them they'd kidnap to keep their family going. and that's what I got my Hills Have Eyes connection from, was from that.
Yeah, and I think that's why in part 3. So in part 3, Travis is back, but more in the sense of like, if I can't have her, no one can, because of the things he does in the film. There's some big things that happen in part 3 to Heather and Morgan that I won't say. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. So that's kind of, I think I've connected the most to Travis the most. I mean, the girls, I mean, as more like friends. I know when I was a kid, me and my friends would go to abandoned places out in El Paso. It was like, oh, we heard stories of, this place being haunted, and we would go just for fun. So that's kind of where that element came from in the script, because I used to do it with my friends. Just no one chased and killed us. Thank God. Yeah.
Where did you find your actor for that? Marlon Underwood. Where did you find him for the role?
So Marlon, he actually was attending a school that I was teaching at around that time, I believe. I was teaching a film class, a short film class, and he was one of the students, and that's where that came about. He plays Travis in part 1. No, I lied. He does. Yeah, no, he does. He plays Travis in part 1 for certain scenes. Not all the scenes is him. But he does play Travis in all of part 2, because we obviously removed his mask in part 2.
Right.
In part 1, Travis was played by an actor named Raul Limon. He played Travis. And then in part 3, due to COVID and the weather, I think we have like 7 different people playing Travis in part 3. It began a game. It was just like, yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, that was that guy. Oh, this was this guy. I think we even had a girl play him once. I want to say we had a girl play him once. And we had apple boxes. We're like, this guy's too short. We need to stand him up higher. It was funny. It was really funny. We couldn't. It was hard to get one person to play him throughout the entire production.
That must have been a hell of a shoot though during the pandemic.
It was rough. It was. And then, so we first started production in 2019, but we were shooting during the Halloween season when they were open for the season. So we had to. Time was really against us throughout the whole production, and weather was really bad. I think we canceled 2 production dates mid shoot because it was freezing outside. It was too cold to have the actors, and some were drenched in blood, and so I had to call it. Let's just cancel it. I didn't want anyone to get sick under the production, and so it was rough, but we got it done for the most part. I think we shot 80% of the film before COVID hit. And then COVID hit, and we lost one of our main locations. So that was one of the things where kept on holding us back. We couldn't find a place to shoot. People weren't feeling comfortable with a production team going into a house and basically taking over it and shooting a horror film in it. And so it was rough. We finally found a place, and now we're like, let's get this done now before shit hits the fan again.
Yeah.
Hurry up and film. What were some of your horror influences as far as horror movies that you could, some of your favorites maybe that kind of got you into that genre?
The genre? So when I was younger, my parents never allowed me to watch horror films. So I was always watching them. It's funny. My grandmother and my older sister, when they would babysit us, they would let us watch scary movies. And the ones they let us watch was like Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn was one of my favorites as well. So those were the ones that kind of, till this day, I watch them religiously. I love those films. They're just fun films to watch. And then Resident Evil changed it all for me. Resident Evil was the one that made me pursue a career in the film industry than a veterinarian, because that's what I wanted to do with my life, was to be a veterinarian. Yeah.
So Paul Anderson was the one that got you inspired?
What was that?
That was, wasn't it Paul Anderson? Is it Paul Anderson that directed that?
Yeah, he's the one. His films were yeah, that first Resident Evil, when those roll credits started, that's when everything changed. Like, I had an epiphany. It was like, that's what I'm doing with my life. I'm gonna make films like this, and I stuck to it. Yeah, it's been almost 20 years. That was 2002. So yeah.
I'm
And
sure
how
you might
did you
get.
secure the? Go ahead, Patrick.
No, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to ask about the location for the haunt. Could you tell us a little more about that location? Because I was really fascinated with that.
Yeah, so I became real close friends with them. So it's Las Vegas Haunts in Las Vegas. They have the haunt there's two haunts. There's Hotel Fear and Asylum. And the way I shot it, when like going back to that one day of production, I thought I only had. One of the things that they did ask me was if I could do them a favor and not shoot in the order of the haunt, as if a customer was to walk through it, don't shoot in that order. So you should have seen me. I had my team, and we were carrying lights, and we'd go to the beginning of the haunt, and then we go to the end, and we were just going back and forth shooting scenes, and they were really fascinated with how I ended up shooting in that order, because they were like, I made them lost. I'd have them run in through an entrance, and then they'd come into an exit. Like, how did you even come up with that? I mean, I even think I was having the actors run through like the actor rooms and hallways where they're like, that's not even part of the haunt. But no one who doesn't know the haunt would know that we did that. So after that, actually, they actually brought me on board, and I shoot all of their marketing material, so all their commercials,
Awesome.
everything. I do that for them. The way you guys see the haunt in Rust 1 is different in part 2 because they renovated within that year. They renovated certain rooms, and same for part 3. They rebuilt the asylum completely from scratch. So the rooms you see in Rust 1 and 2, you will no longer ever see them in person again because they're not in the haunt anymore.
I used to work at haunts. I did it for a long time, actually. I used to be a JC, and I know how hot it can get, let alone having all of the heat on top of that, being in costume the entire time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Becky and Vince, welcome back. Did you guys have some other questions? That's to make sure we get everybody an opportunity. Okay, they might be having some camera issues, but yeah, I mean, that was I was watching the special features tonight on Rust, and I'd seen that you were talking about the heat. That everybody was sweating like crazy.
That was, we were dripping. So you guys know Vegas, the weather is horrible in Vegas when it comes to the summer. Well, it's like that also in the fall. I mean, there's days are really hot and then it just drops like drastically. Unfortunately, when we were shooting the first or second Rust, I'm not sure which one, it was a hot day, and we're in trailers. They're in the big rig trailers is what the haunts are built on. So there's no ventilation. There's, we were shooting in midday, and I think it was my sound guy. I mean, I looked at him and he was dripping of sweat. The actors, if you guys see, when you see them all wet, that's real sweat. When we would call cut, they would run out to the courtyard because it was really hot. It was rough. It really was. But I know the actors, I would tell them, I'm like, you guys look good though. You guys are selling it. It looks really good.
It really did. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to say that it doesn't help, but it really did, because I noticed that because I watched the special features before I watched the movie tonight. And it definitely helps. I mean, not to put anybody down or anything, but
yeah, no, it was a tough shoot, but after the Immortal Wars, I've had worse shoots, so that's easy for compared.
What set design for the Immortal Wars? Your locations for the Immortal Wars is just amazing. I was just wondering where you did that. You had a cave. You actually had a real cave, and then it looked total dystopian. It was perfect. It was a perfect setting.
Thank you. Yeah, no, a lot of those sets. My dad flew in from El Paso also, and he built a lot of them. So we were building a lot of those sets ourselves.
Was that cave natural or was that
a natural cave? That actually is it's like an hour drive out of Las Vegas. About an hour drive. That funny story. Not to bring up those caves. That was the worst day of production when it came to the Immortal Wars. Everything that could go wrong on that day was going wrong. It was horrible shooting out there. But hearing that it looked good, I'm like, okay, it was worth it. I'll take it.
So we have a question from one of our friends, Bronco Juggler. He was just curious about the sound. He said there might have been some sound dropping during the film. He felt like that was his biggest issue.
For Rust, we're talking about Rust, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going back to we only had 6 hours to shoot this whole feature. We had to use what we had, and there were certain times where audio. I think there was parts also where we were still filming when the actors were showing up, so they were rehearsing their screams, and there was chainsaws going on, and they were turning on all the audio from the haunt, all the ambiance audio for the actual attraction. So our audio was being jacked up left and right towards the end of that shoot. So yeah, I'll admit there probably is that.
Yeah, and he was being no offensive, but he was encouraged by it. So.
It's sort of like a little bit almost like guerrilla filmmaking in a sense, because you're working within a active site, an active location.
Yeah, and we actually didn't have any time to do basically rehearsals or anything. The cast didn't even know we were filming. We did this surprise type thing for the actors. We blindfolded them, and we drove the cast to the haunt, and
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, we didn't know anything of where we were filming. Even when I wrote the script, we're on the script where it would either mention a haunt or anything that had to do with a haunted house. I ended up removing that from the script, so when they were learning their lines, they didn't know. And when we took them on set, that's when they were like, "Oh shit, we're shooting here." Some of the girls were not comfortable. They were scared. They're like, they were telling me, "I don't think I'll be able to go in there." I was like, "You're fine. You can do it." And lights are on in there, and yeah, so that was kind of fun to do that. It was really cool. Yeah,
I was really impressed with everybody, honestly. Now that I know the timing that you had with it, I'm still I'm even more impressed with it, man.
I was gonna say I'm more impressed with that too.
Yeah.
Part 2, we had a little bit more time. I think we shot part 2 in like 7 days. Same thing. We probably had from noon to like 6 p.m. each day. Part 3, we had a lot more time. And I think I kind of like, I'm proud of that. Rust was my best at that time. I was really proud of it. And I did 100% that I had within myself to do it then. Same goes for part 2. And now in part 3, I mean, we're shooting in all new equipment. I'm shooting on my new camera. So it's even giving it a whole new look. I like to say, was that?
Are you shooting digitally now?
I am. Yes. Yeah. So we're shooting part 3 on the Ursa, the Black Magic Ursa. So yeah, we're getting some real good stuff. I don't know if you guys have caught the trailer for part 3.
No, I haven't.
I have not.
Yeah, you can see it's a little bit more. I like to say part 3 is a little bit more intense when it comes to like Travis and what he does. And with part 3, I also played a lot with color. So I was lighting with more color. The techniques I learned off of the Immortal Wars. I used a lot of the techniques I used with those films, and I've incorporated that in this next installment.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was really impressive. I mean, now that I know the time, like I just said, I can't believe that. I really enjoyed Rust.
I did too.
Thank you. I'll be honest, I don't know how I did it. I look back and I'm like, there's no way in hell I would shoot a feature in that amount of time. I couldn't. I think it was just more the excitement that kind of kept us going.
So what made you tie them together? Did you get like a big response from the short? Maybe I missed when I was watching the features.
I did the short film. I did the film festival circuit for a while, and I was doing that. Okay. And I mean, I was just like, you know what? We got accepted to a film festival. That's cool. Hopefully these people like it.
Hell yeah.
I started getting people messaging me, and people at the event as well were telling me like, where can we see more? Can we see more of Travis? And what else can he do? Is there a backstory to him? And at first I was like, well, no, it's just a film that we did, something for fun. And then I think eventually I was like, okay, that's it. Let's let's do more. I want to create my own horror icon with Travis. Create this new killer.
Yeah.
And
Travis,
it just started growing. It just started growing and growing. We did shoot a short film last year during COVID, and we actually I wanted to do this like what if type of short film, and we did a Telephobia versus Rust. So I actually have my killer from a Telephobia fight, and I don't want to say fighting. Think of like Freddy versus Jason, but I kind of got my own two monsters, and they're fighting over a victim, and it came out really cool. I'm really excited for everyone to see that. It was I think it's like a 15-minute short film, but seeing Travis get his ass beat by this little girl, it's like really funny. Like,
now, is part 3 going to be a feature, or is it going to be like a feature film or a short?
Yeah,
or
part 3 will be a feature. Part 3's looking right now. It's looking to be an hour and 35 minutes. I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it might be a little less when it gets down to like the cutting time. But yeah, it will be. It'll be longer than part 2. I know part 2 is an hour and 20, maybe an hour and 15. I want to say, and part 1's 45 minutes. I may be wrong. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've sat there.
Did you take your stuff to like Texas Frightmare by any chance, or did you do that at all?
I didn't.
Texas Frightmare weekend. Okay.
I didn't, but we're always looking to to get into those events just to show them what we're doing. Showing. Rust was a basically no budget film that we did. I'll even say it. I think I spent, I don't know, $200 in making that movie. It was a
nice.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, I used all my connections, and I did what I had to do to
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always wondered what the budget was. Wow.
Yeah.
The way for the short.
I'm sorry.
That was just for the short, the $200 budget.
All of part 1 I did for that amount, yeah. And that's not even including like on-set production stuff. It's like that also included the stock footage that we had to buy for the film.
I'm gonna start having you handle my finances.
Like I've learned to. I mean, growing up, we struggled a lot. My parents struggled a lot, so I kind of learned to take care of everything you have. Take care of it and utilize it. So even with the Immortal Wars, I had a budget for the Immortal Wars, and I didn't even hit the budget. I gave the remaining of the budget back. Even the producers were like, "You're giving us the money back." I was like, "I didn't use it. It's not my money. Like, there you go." And
wow.
they raised the budget for the sequel after that. So it's best to be honest, to stay honest, and just use it to what you need it for. But if you don't need to touch it, don't touch it.
So do you recommend watching them separate or together? As if you were going to be going back and watching them, would you recommend watching them together or separate?
I like them separate. They were only put together through Wild Eye. So when it comes to Wild Eye, they were the ones who decided to put everything together.
Because they needed to hit that 70-minute mark, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming. And I've also seen that they do have. I was told they also have other short films. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. But then I don't know. I just saw the way the DVD was, and I just felt like that wasn't the way the audience should have seen the film. I think if you guys were to see the Blu-ray, you guys, I think, would your thoughts, a lot of your thoughts and questions would be like, never mind.
Here's how it came to me. I literally bought it from Wild Eye. I had no idea there was even 2 parts. I never even looked it up before I watched it.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I loved it. And I was like, I was like, damn, this seems like it's 2 films. Am I missing something? I loved it. And then I went back and read about it and it was 2. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to get the Blu-ray and see.
Like I said, I can ship you guys some Blu-rays.
That'd be awesome. Patrick and Cheetah are.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Blu-ray. What we do with the Blu-rays, you can watch them separately, and then you can watch them together, but in black and white. So it's like a black and white feature, is what we did for the Blu-ray.
The whole thing? Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so you can watch both of them separately, individually, in color. And they were obviously exported in 4K, how they were shot, and because when it comes to DVD, when you give your deliverables, they don't ask for our 4K exports. They won't distribute our 4K exports. So at least that's the way it's been for me so far in my career. So I have these 4K exports of these films, which I think are the way they should be seen because you see even more details. So that's what we want to make sure in the Blu-rays you do see the way it's supposed to be seen.
So when you were growing up, were you not able to watch a ton of horror?
I wasn't allowed to watch horror at all.
It's so funny because we were watching an interview with David Allen Thornton on Bronco Juggalo's page. He was Art the Clown. I was watching that last night, and he was raised in a really Christian family, and I'm not for sure if he was either. So it amazes me the turnaround for people that are in families that they don't get exposed to horror when they're young. Later on, they like really love horror. You know,
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, I think it was more like I would still watch it. Like I said, I would still watch those films when my grandmother would babysit or my older sister was left taking care of us. She would let us. But yeah, it then grew to I love horror films. Like I love to watch them. I fall asleep always watching a horror film. I have to have it playing something. I mean, it's just the genre. I think it's because I have friends that are like, dude, how can you watch that shit? Like, how can you always be watching that?
My husband's that way with me.
It's too much. It could be too much. And I'm like, I don't know. When I see horror films, because it's funny. So I have this friend, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story. I have this friend who when he spends the night and we hang out, a few times that he's been here in the middle of the night, he goes, opens the front door of my place and just looks out. He's like, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? It's the middle of the night. And he's just like, well, I want to see if, I thought I heard something, so I'm going to go and look outside. I was like, that is the one thing you don't do. You don't go to the door. And in my head, I'm like, he hates horror films. And I'm like, clearly you haven't seen enough horror films to know you don't do that shit.
Keep you safe.
I'm like, dude, come on. That's bad. Yeah.
Wow.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
That's kind of how it should be, though. You're watching horror films with a babysitter. I mean, we've seen that before, right? So that's how you get taught to watch horror, We've seen that in movies.
So, and I like to also incorporate the horror genre in my sci-fi action films as well. The Immortal Wars has, feel different parts. There's like, I think there's in part 1, there's a character named Toxin. She's like a creature. Tom Sizemore interacts with her somewhat. That's kind of like a little homage to my horror career, I guess you can say. And then in part 2, all those, they're not zombies, but they're like failed experiments from the corporation that released them. So it's like you get a sense of like little zombie horror in the film. Yeah,
I'm actually a big Eric Roberts fan as well. One of his movies I really liked was Best of the Best.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you ever see that? The karate movie?
Yeah. One of my favorites of his is DOA. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I love that movie.
I don't think I've seen that one. Patrick, you've probably seen some.
Based off the video game. He plays like the main villain. It's a video game based film. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I've seen a few Eric Roberts. I just watched him last year. He did an excellent short called Poison. It was Pamela and Ivy. It was based on the origin of poison ivy.
Oh, that's cool. I've never heard of that.
I'll send you a link to that.
Yeah. No, he was great. I had a great time working with him. He's coming back for the next moment, so we're really excited.
Yeah, I saw that you actually did not initially have contact with him. He was through another contact that you were able to cast him in the movie. How did that go along? How did that happen?
So it was through so we have a producer that had a connection with him, but all like the deals and stuff, I think were worked out with my entertainment lawyer, I believe. I think. I may be wrong. It's been so long ago. But it was more, I just needed to cast someone in that role, and I wanted a key actor, someone with a name, someone who has a presence in the industry. So there were other actors I was looking at. I think we were also looking at Danny Trejo, which we had a lead in as well. But then his schedule wasn't it wasn't falling in line with ours, and then that's when we got connected with Roberts, and yeah, I mean, it was cool. I didn't meet him till he came on set, so that was very, very scary at the time. I was very intimidated by him. Yeah.
I think I would be too, definitely. Where can we pick up a copy of Immortal Wars?
Those you could buy anywhere. I mean, you could go Walmart,
Okay.
Target, Best Buy. All the major retailers carry that film. That one also is getting a Blu-ray release. I think in the summer, there's a box set coming out from all the Immortal Wars, and that's going to be coming out with the Blu-ray version. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would be nervous to meet him, even if he ever came on the stream, because I've watched so much stuff with him, you know.
Yeah.
And
I know it was surreal. You know, it was like I have this villain that I created years ago. Seeing all the actors as a whole, every actor that would walk on set, and they were in the costumes. So I guess I should say another thing. What I did is I actually designed the costumes as well. So the Rust costume, all that I made myself. So
oh wow,
yeah, I get involved with everything when it comes to the film. So with any film I do, basically, or direct, I should say. When Eric Roberts walked on set and he put on the suit of Dominion, and was just like, oh shit, like this guy's really here to act in my movie, the script that I wrote. And yeah, it was surreal and scary. And then we just started talking, and I mean, we hit it off pretty well. Like, real cool guy.
Yeah,
definitely.
he brings 100% to everything he does.
He does. It's I'm telling you, it's intimidating. When he became Dominion Harvey, like he was Dominion Harvey. It's like everyone was quiet on set, like, he's like, he became that character. Yeah.
Wow.
We have a question from Casey in the chat. He wants to know, he says, it seems like you do a lot of roles in production of your movies. Do you prefer writing, directing, editing costumes, or do they all kind of go together for you?
For the most part, they all come together. My team and my manager is actually pushing me to just do one thing, which is just direct, which is where my heart sits on. That's like the main thing I love doing. I'm just the type of hands-on type of guy. It's like I envision how the costume looks, and I'm there, and I start piecing it together and put it together, and it comes out how I envision. And that's like I kind of have it became a habit doing that. You know, with every film. Editing, I hate editing. Editing to me is the worst department for me. I don't like editing. Sorry, I'm reading the question on the bottom. Writing too. I think writing is one of my favorite parts of it. Writing and putting the story together. I have a real unique way of writing my scripts. I write my scripts how I learned in school. It's like a web. So I do like the bubbles, and I kind of go in clockwise, and each page is a lot of bubbles. Really weird. I
get the impression that you're really detailed.
Yeah, yeah, it's really weird because when people see it, I'm like, this is the script. They're like, this is not the script. This can't be the script. I'm like, I promise it is. Just, you know, I always write it in that format before I start going into typing it in like a normal standard script form. But I like writing. Writing is really cool. Yeah.
Do you also do like the art that was in that book you showed us earlier? Did you do all the art in that?
Yeah, I did all the art, as well as the posters that you guys see for all the films. I make myself. I've made those myself as well. Yeah.
Wow.
An exception of the stuff like the Wild Eye artwork, I did not do. I didn't do that artwork. That was a challenge in itself. That was yeah. When it comes to distribution, you kind of play that whole who knows best, which they do since they're selling films. But not all the time is it how you would like for it to look.
Trust us, we know. We've gotten some titles where it looks like the cover of Rust, which is, you know, badass, and the movie's badass, but then we'll get into the movie and it won't match the cover, you know.
Yeah. The artwork for Rust, it was just like Travis with that bat. I'm like, why? Like, he's not a badass in that way. He's just like, you know, it took me out of that horror, menacing type of feel. It was just more like, why is this cool guy with a mask and long hair holding a bat on his shoulder? You know.
I think Brad has some questions. All I can find is the Immortal Wars Resurgence. Is that the same film as the regular Immortal Wars, or how would?
No, that is actually the
trying
sequel.
to find it.
Yeah, the sequel is Resurgence. Immortal Wars, just Immortal Wars is part 1. Yeah, that one probably, I don't know. It's been since 2016, I think, when that came out. 2000 Resurgence came out in 2019, I believe. I believe in 2019 or 18.
Then our good friend Papa says, is there a movie you worked on in the past you now wish you could have done differently, or not at all?
I'm actually really bad when it comes to that, just because every time I watch, that's why I don't watch my films once they're done. I don't like to watch them, just because there's always something I want to change. When it came to like my film, Telephobia, no exaggeration, I probably cut that film 4 times. I scrapped it completely and I re-edited the entire film 4 times. I always find something that I'm like, damn, like I wish I would have done this. Because I'm constantly learning. Every time I do something, learning new techniques or editing different things. So I always want to go back and like, I can polish this up. And I'm like, my team has even said that's very 2018. Leave it there. We're in 2021. Let's focus on what we're doing right now. But yeah, it's. I would say when it comes to my personal projects, it's kind of every project. I'm like, I wish I could go back and do this and do that, but we can't do that. Got to keep on moving forward.
Now, do you keep a lot of the same actors for your movies, like in like one group, kind of like? A lot of the same people.
I do use a lot of the same people, but it's kind of like I had mentioned. It was just specific actors, and I'll say it's less than 5. I mean, I want to say like 2 or 3 actors that I like to use a lot on the same projects. Like I said, it's just because I know what to expect from them. They know what to expect from me, and yeah, like if I can. We're all like in the same level. If I could help their career, they could help mine. You know, we just kind of help each other up. And that's kind of why I use a lot of the same actors. I've had actors come in and they're just divas, man. I mean, more diva to where I'm like, not even Eric Roberts was like this. Like, why are you acting like this? You know, it's like, so I just prefer not to deal with that a lot of the time because it's like there's no time to deal with that. There's a project for me to focus on. So let's focus on it, you know. So yeah,
I completely understand that.
The one that played Valkyrie, I forget what her real name was, but did she know like fighting or martial arts skills? Because she looked badass when she does her fight scenes. She's just all in it.
Yeah, she's one of the actors I always work with. She's a very close friend of mine, personally as well. She's I mean, when she's on set, she's not Lindsay Cruz. She is who she's there to be. When she becomes,
it looks like she knows fighting skills.
Yeah, they rehearsed a lot. When it came to the Immortal Wars, they rehearsed a lot. There was a lot of rehearsals, and she just that's actually a fan favorite, believe it or not. The Decay, the character she plays, she got picked up for her own series, so that series is being shot right now. So
nice.
That big desert fight scene in Resurgence was just off the chain. That was a fight that any Hollywood major Hollywood.
Don't remind me of that fight. That was a horrible day.
But the action was on point though.
Thank you.
It was really good.
Yeah, that was 2 days of production. That fight took us 2 days to shoot.
I believe it.
And we were shooting, I want to say it was September maybe, in Las Vegas. So you can imagine we were burning alive. And a lot of us, I did the mistake of designing costumes with black leather in the heat. So that was not fun for a lot of the actors. I still apologize for that. They look badass though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun shoot. They're very hard to edit, actually. That was a very hard scene to edit.
Because with no coverage.
Yeah, with no coverage, when you're shooting at night, you can hide a lot of things. You can get away with a lot. But when you're shooting during the day, when there's nothing to hide behind or anything, it was really hard to focus on one fight scene that's happening in front of the camera, but in the background, another fight scene's happening. But the left hook and uppercut happened 3 seconds before the shot. You know, it was just so hard to match the fights because everything was happening so close to each other at the same time. So that was a real hard scene to edit.
Were you able to have a second unit doing the fight too, or did you?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I want to say we did. There was a lot of us out there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I want to say we did. I don't remember. I don't. I've chosen to forget those days.
Our good friend Paperback Number wants to know, what are some of your favorite projects?
Favorite projects, I would say. I mean, I like the Immortal Wars because the Immortal Wars actually was a huge step in my career. It's definitely helped my career a lot. But I would say, to me, Rust would probably be my favorite, just because it was a group of friends. Us friends are just out there making a movie, and there was no executive producers breathing down your neck. There was no. It was just us having fun creating. To me, I think that's why it's my favorite. Yeah.
I got one question for you because I caught this in the other interview, and I was going to ask you about this. And since we're very candid here, but what was it like when someone comes up to you as an investor and sits there and say, "Well, yeah, can you for an extra $20,000, can you get my niece a role into your movie?" How do you handle
that? You just do it. Don't deal with. I just don't deal with that. I've chosen. It's funny you said because it's happened. You just do it. I mean,
can't you use SAG as an excuse of saying I can't give anybody any speaking part?
No, believe it or not, all my projects have been non-unions thus far. Well, there's a project I shot recently that was SAG, but before that, it was non-union stuff. So I couldn't use that excuse. But I've kind of just because it does happen a lot. It does. I just did it just to do it. You know, it's if they're
you don't give them any speaking parts though, right?
What was that?
You don't give them any speaking parts though.
I did.
Oh, okay. No criticizing. You have to do what you have to do. I was just wondering, as a creator, how you felt about it.
I mean, it's getting into, you put your business cap on when it hits that. You know, it's you sit there and you're all like, well, it's either I say yes, I do this, and everything's good, we move forward, and there's no budget cut or anything like that, or you piss someone off and risk them saying, you know what, maybe the budget isn't this, we're changing it to this. You know, so you kind of put that, what's going to help the project, what's going to help the project get finished. So you kind of put that aside and you're like, okay, fine, I'll give them this role. But then obviously they know the truth is you basically bought your role. You weren't casted for the role.
Right.
So, yeah, you know, I don't know.
It's catch-22.
Yeah, that's what it is. It really is.
Yeah. I don't see a huge issue with it, but I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm sorry, Boom, go ahead.
Yeah, he heard me.
Yeah.
So, how important is it to a director? How important is it for them to do short films rather than leaping into doing a feature full length? I mean, what are the benefits of doing short films?
I think it's very important. I think it's very important to do short films. I did over 100 short films before I did a feature film. That's the truth. It was probably like 111 short films before I felt comfortable enough to do a feature film. I used it as practice, and I think that's what any filmmaker who wants to get into it, create short films, use it as practice, learn from, you know. I'm going to go off of how I did it. So I would create short films and I would show my friends and family, to the people that I know were not going to sugarcoat anything. They were going to be as brutal as possible and tell me, you know what, this is shit, fix this. Or, you know what, no, that was good, but maybe you should try this. I used that, and every time they would tell me something, I would incorporate what I learned into the next one, and I kept on doing it, and I did it over and over. And then eventually I started doing 5-minute short films, turned to 10, 20, 30, 45-minute short films, and then eventually I got a feature film, and that's how I did it. But I think it's very important. It's good practice for sure.
Yeah, I was
I
impressed with
just want
that.
to touch base back. I don't think necessarily it's not really buying a role in my opinion. I mean,
No,
I'm responding to the earlier question. Like, if the person has talent, then you give them a role that they're made for the talent, or is it? It's not really buying a role per se, right? Like,
Not per
I guess
se,
I'm
no.
confused. Okay, okay.
Like I said, it's a lack. That was a lack of better words. I should have worded that differently. It's just more like they're being asked to take a role on by
Okay.
the person who's funding your project.
I see.
If you
Okay.
piss them off and say, you know what, no, I don't want your your niece doesn't fit this role, or your nephew doesn't fit this, or whatever the case is, you run the risk of pissing them off. Now you run the risk of your project being left with, you know what, there is no more money coming in. You know, it's
Okay. Yeah,
so
I understand.
Yeah.
I guess I thought you meant like someone getting on, like someone that was actually asking you to be in your movie that you had complete control over, and they were going to be, trying to get a part in that was going to be a higher role based on the how much they actually donated or
no,
whatnot.
no, I haven't had
Okay.
to deal with
Okay.
that.
I must have misunderstood.
It's funny. I've gotten the occasional Starbucks gift cards during auditions for roles. I've gotten those, but not that it worked, because it hasn't worked yet. That has not worked yet.
Yeah, I always thought people would take whatever they could,
coffee
like
out of it.
try to get exposure. I didn't know people were offering like money and stuff like that. I didn't know that.
I
Gotta be
heard
offered
it
donuts.
yeah. I'm like, if you bring me some Panera bread, then maybe you guys might get the role.
Do you like donuts, Joe?
On our channel, that's why I brought that up.
Do you like donuts, Joe?
Do I like what?
Do you like donuts?
I do. I am a sucker for. There's a local place in Las Vegas called Pink Box. Amazing donuts. Amazing donuts. They're like.
Sorry, my dog's barking.
I'm always like, don't bring them around me, because I'm a sucker for that. Yeah.
Well, Hobbs, you're in.
Yeah, we have a weird fascination with Killer Donuts, the movie and donuts in general around here.
There's a movie about
Yes,
that?
Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Oh, wow. I gotta see that.
We've given more exposure to that movie than probably the movie itself, just by talking
It's on
about
Prime.
it. Now you know about it.
Really? I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
You guys are laughing.
That and a movie called Ouija Shark as well. We talk about that a lot on this
Oh
channel.
my god! I just saw that. I literally just saw that. Didn't they just announce a sequel as well?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think Cody. I don't think he's seen Killer Donuts. Cody was the guy that reviewed it. One of our good friends, Cody, reviewed the movie. That's how we learned about it. It's called Attack of the Killer Donuts. We didn't even. I got fascinated with it after he read the review.
Guys, but I still haven't seen it. It's been on my watch list for like ever, but it's a running joke about Killer Donuts.
There's some crazy stuff. I mean, I think I saw, what's that movie called? No, I was going to see it, Killer Sofa.
Yeah, that's on my watch list as well.
I haven't seen it. But I'm intrigued.
I know it's called Killer Sofa, but there's a chair on the cover.
Yeah.
Unless it's like from somewhere else where they call chairs sofas. I don't know.
It's funny though, because I have a lot of buddies and colleagues that have created a lot of films, and I'm the type of guy that, like, or artist, I should say, not guy, artist, that I appreciate anything that's made just because I know what it takes to make a film. Like, I always tell like my family and friends, like, every film that I do, it takes a part of me away. Like, it's weird to say that, but I feel like each film I finish and complete, I'm getting more tired and more tired. My mom's like, idiot, it's just age. But to me, it's the movie, you know. So anytime I see anything that's finished, I appreciate it, and I always give it a chance, and I watch it, you know, and I'll sit through it.
Are you learning?
I can imagine.
Almost everything. Almost everything. There are
What's okay?
I can't.
What's okay? Then what's the exception?
I can't say that. I don't want
Are,
to.
are you learning to delegate authority, Joe? I mean, are you getting better at that?
It was hard, actually, believe it or not. It was very hard, but I've learned the past few years to little by little. I'm just
So
I can't be
yeah.
I can't be mean to anyone. I've always been the type of person that's like give everyone a chance, give everyone second chances. Like, but there's times where it's like, fuck, you can't. Sorry, I don't know if you could cuss, but damn, there's sometimes you bite your tongue and you're like,
Yeah, we curse.
Yeah.
So we I don't there's a lot of people when they watch movies that don't even direct that they get a lot of personal emotions from movies. So I can't even imagine directing. By the time you're done with the movie, the feel of just like the exhaustion and just the emotion that comes with it. I understand what you're saying.
yeah, so during the Immortal Wars, I think the Immortal Wars was the first film that actually broke me. Like, it was such an ambitious script, concept, that I had that mindset like, oh, I got this. I can do this. I always say Joe can do anything he puts his mind to. I hit that point where I was in my living room and I was crying, man, and I was like, what did I get myself into? And I questioned
Wow.
it. Yeah. I literally was on the ground and I was like, what did I do? Like, I bit a little bit too much, but
Wow.
I always give myself a day to be a little bitch, like I like to say. And the following day I wake up and I'm back at it and I'm like, all right, let's keep going. That's what I did.
Now we wanted to make sure you're aware. One of our friends, Cody, wanted to make sure you knew that C. Thomas Howell plays a cop that's shooting the Killer Donuts in the movie. In case when you do check it out, to be prepared.
I literally wrote it down. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, there's that. There's a Llamageddon, and there's like, yeah, it's on Prime as well. It
Killer
has like
Pinata.
llamas with like lasers coming out of their eyes and stuff.
What?
I haven't seen I've seen the trailer, but they're actual real llamas, and they have them in the horror movie. Then there's one about Attack of the Killer Pinatas.
What? Oh wow!
Prime has some amazing movies on there.
I'm writing that down too. That is crazy. I did not know that.
Does anybody else have any more questions for Joe? Because we got to let him go soon because he's a busy man. Last second round.
We told you we would flood you with questions, Joe. Thank you.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm having a great time. I didn't even know it was that long. I didn't even know we were on this long.
I mean, you're welcome to stay on as long as you want, but if you got something you got to do,
I'm good for a little bit longer. I'm cool. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I still have more questions. So tell us about how your movie got connected to Wild Eye. And the reason why I asked this is because we're all Wild Eye fanatics in here.
Oh shit! Are you guys all Wild Eye fanatics? I'm so sorry.
I'm just learning Wild Eye, so.
That's funny because they're looking at me like, you said some shit you shouldn't say. So Wild Eye, how did that happen? I want to say it was AFM, maybe. I want to say. So I think I was shopping around my film Atelophobia at AFM, the American Film Market. Maybe it wasn't Wild Eye. I don't remember.
That story. Tell us about that experience. I heard that from your other interview, and that was really fascinating to me how that worked out.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
AFM. Yeah. Yeah. So AFM is the film market. So if you guys don't know, so the film market basically it's not only filmmakers, anyone who has a film or anyone who's looking for a film can go. Very pricey event to attend. And you kind of go, my experience was I went with my film Atelophobia and I was going to shop it around. The film was done and I was going to go to this place, and it's AFM is at the Lowe's Hotel at Santa Monica. And what they do is they basically, for lack of better words, they basically take out all the beds out of each hotel room and they make it into offices, each room in the hotel, every floor. The higher you get, it's like the more big distribution companies, like Lionsgate is at the top. So you go there, and I went there with a telephobia, and I went to every single room. I basically have to pitch my film to these distribution companies. And let's just say by the end of day one, I was back in my room crying my eyes out. They had butchered me to pieces. I mean, they didn't give two shits of who was in my film. There was no celebrity attached. They didn't care about how good it was. They didn't care about the quality. They were just like, who's in the film? Some didn't even bother looking at the trailer or the artwork. It was not a good experience. I remember I called my mom that night. I was like, this is day 1 of 7 and I want to go home now. And she's like, suck it up. You're out there, just do it. So I went, and yeah, they're just rude. They were just rude. And I had to deal with distribution companies kind of shutting me down to my face. It was a very...
They hadn't even seen your film yet.
They haven't even seen it. They didn't even give me a chance to see the film. Some didn't even let me finish the synopsis before asking, well, who's attached? And I said, well, we have a lot of local actors. Like, no. Straight up, they would tell me no to my face, and that was it. Like, they didn't even give me a chance to explain anything else.
And for those of you joining the chat late, the budget for this film was what for Russ? Would you say $200, $400?
Yeah, $300. Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I ended up didn't get picked up for distribution that time around. Then I learned, obviously, okay, we need to attach someone. So I did the Immortal Wars, and I attached Eric Roberts and Tom Sizemore and Bill Overs Jr., and I was really excited. I was going back to AFM with a film that I felt looked like $1 million on a shoestring budget, and we had key actors and key, celebrities in these films, and it was, again, slapped to my face left and right. No, this is shit. This is crap. Like, it was rough. It was really rough. I don't think I went back after that year. I don't think, and I'll never go back. Now, I got picked up by ITN. They picked up the Immortal Wars 1 and 2, as well as the Telephobia 1 and 2. And I'm telling you, when it comes to Wild Eye, I don't know how I got Rust with Wild Eye, but I signed off the films to them in 2015, and the movie didn't come out till, I want to say, 2018. So,
wow.
There was and I didn't even know. Like I said, I'm just not talking bad about Wild Eye. Not talking bad about it. But just my experience with Wild Eye has just not been. I haven't no communication. I don't ever hear from them. I thought my film came out in 2015 when I signed the contract, and it came out in 2018. Like, it was the weirdest thing. It was just a weird experience.
Right.
We understand. We get it. We
we
love Wild Eye, but we love other distribution companies as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, they got the movie out, and to me that was like, okay, it's finally out. All right, it's out. Let's let's just.
Yeah, that's how we found it. That's how we found it.
Yeah.
I found Immortal Wars Resurgence. I found that at one of our. I found that at a video store I used to shop in before they all went belly up.
Oh,
so,
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Family Video.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. That's where I picked up my Immortal Wars at. But with the physical media, it seems to be like less shelf space is available. How hard is it to get distribution now compared to what maybe like 3 or 4 years ago?
I mean, there's so many distribution companies out there. It's not hard, really, as long as you have a project completed. I'm pretty sure there's a distribution company out there that will pick it up. As far as physical product, it's rare now. It's rare to get actual DVD out on shelves. Everyone's VOD now. Everyone's streaming. Everyone is. If it's on the palm of your hands, you're not going to go to the store and buy it. Unfortunately, it sucks because I think it's There's more value to the disc. There's more value to the actual DVD, the case, the artwork on the cover, the way the disc looks. There's so much more value to that.
Yeah.
Just being saved on the cloud, or
Right.
Yep.
I prefer my physical media, but like my husband's all about the digital, and he's like, when we moved our house, he's like, I don't want to have all these movies everywhere. It's like tough. My movies are staying.
I'm the exact same way. I think I had like 20 of those like big tubs full of DVDs and Blu-rays. Like I have a library of actual physical media.
Yeah.
So does
Well,
Patrick.
we're all
Patrick has tubs as well.
But we're all fanatical physical media people here. We
Yeah.
all that's our big thing, our driving thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
love
none of us have space in our homes anymore.
Now, how as a director, how do you handle reviews?
Well, according to someone, I should be in prison rotten. I should be rotting in a prison because of the filth I created of the Immortal War. I'm just saying that because that was literally a review I read like about a week ago, and I'm like, I called like my team. I was like, you guys, I should be in prison right now. They're like, what? What'd you do? I was like, I made the Immortal Wars.
Wow. Holy shit.
Like, okay. I will say I'm good now when it comes to it. I was really bad at it when the Immortal Wars came out. So when the first Immortal Wars came out, it was the first movie that was on shelves. It was like I could walk into a Walmart and my movie was on shelves. I was right next to a Marvel film, so it was a huge thing for me.
Right.
So I was curious when reading this. I was like, oh, I want to know what people say and what they think of the film and whatnot. So I read one. It wasn't very nice, and then I read another one. They were kind of, eh. And then I just spent the whole day reading review after review. At the end of the day, it threw me off completely. I mean, I was being shredded to pieces. I mean, people were just being total assholes, like very ignorant people, I would say. And it messed me up for about a week. I was like, I lost my groove. I was like, that sucks. Like I was really proud of this. But now I'm like, all right, I'll go to prison. Fuck it. Like send me. Like,
Don't feel bad. I have people that tell me that, and I don't make movies. So
it's so like the way I see it. I was like, if you're gonna, critics are like, when I see a critic write, if they're butchering the film, and if all they have to say is negative things about a project, personally, I'm like, why throw it out there? Why throw the negativity out? Why be so negative on that project? Just don't say anything at all. If you are saying something nice and maybe constructive criticism, and there are some negative reviews on it, okay, that's fine. You're kind of saying out there, but I don't know. There's some brutal people out there that, I mean, they're bad, really bad, and it kind of messes with you, and very discouraging, very, very discouraging.
But in the same token, though, I think some of those people don't even watch the movie. They just have pleasure, just screwing with everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's I mean, it's funny. There's this guy. I don't even know his name. I won't even say his name. I don't want to promote him. But there's this guy who has made it a mission to talk very, very bad about the Immortal Wars, but not just talk about it. He has basically recreated the film in stick figure form, animation, to talk shit about the movie. It's like he's putting so much energy and effort to
Good night, Jay.
crap about the project, where I'm like, don't you have anything else better to do? Like,
apparently not.
Like you're spending like, they didn't. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Someone animated my film, and I heard what it was saying, and I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's talking shit. Okay, well, at least you animated my film. That's cool. Like, it was just too. It was a bit ridiculous, honestly. I was like, I've kind of grown to just be like, whatever. I don't even give it a time of day anymore. If there's a positive review, I have my team look for that. Because if there's a positive review, I am going to market and promote that person because they appreciated what was created. They appreciate it for what it is. You know, I think what a lot of critics also don't see, and I say this as part of the independent community, is they don't see the film as that's probably the best that person can do. That is probably like their 100%. And they go and butcher the film, and it's like you're butchering another person's 100%. That kind of sucks. Like, you know, it's a little like that sucks. It's almost online bullying in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half the time I hear people talk shit about the film, I'm like, I would like for you to go make a full-length feature in 6 hours with $200. See if you guys do that. If you can do it, then you know what? I'll shut my mouth up and I'll just, all right, talk shit about me. You know?
No, I totally respect it. I really respected the fact you answered my question in the interview about that one scene that you and I talked about, and I thought I got a lot of respect out of you for handling that. That was the one part of the movie that bothered me the most. But after you explained it, it made it. You know, I still personally, I still don't think it necessarily needed to be there, but I respected the process behind it. I understood your point behind it.
Yeah, I like to, when it comes to any film I do, there's always like a learning curve to it almost. When it comes to Rust, the main thing I was like, don't go to where you're not supposed to go. Mind your own damn business, you know, like don't be breaking into places. Even though it was fun when I was a kid, I know now I will sure as hell won't do that. You know, it's, so when it came to that, it's like I also want to show like, this is the shit that happens. This is real life. Like this can happen. This is, so that scene was something I'm like, I hear about it so much in the news and with even close friends of mine who have experienced that, to where instead of hiding it like, oh, this doesn't happen, this is something that never happens. No, you know what? This shit does happen, and you guys need to see if this stuff happens. So that's why I decided to do stuff like that. Yeah.
You ever gonna do like another one that's kind of based on a true life crime?
I don't have any. I mean, I have one, not a crime. I have a script called The Gray Ones that I wrote, which was based off of what my sister went through. I don't know what your guys' beliefs are or anything, but it has to do with like extraterrestrial of stuff that she experienced when she was a kid, when her and my parents lived out in the desert in Texas. So some scary stuff that even my parents, I sat my parents down and, you know, basically interviewed them to write the script. So that's probably the closest I would say to right now doing something based on real stuff right now. Oh, nice. I've been asked to do some stuff of like the cartel, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's almost a different type of genre.
Yeah, it's a little too real for me. I live in El Paso. Juarez is right next door, so it's like we had to experience that in real life, and it's just
yeah.
Can you tell us a little about Rebirth? I mean, like who's in? Is there anybody in there that we haven't seen before? Where's the storyline going to go? Is there any slight things you can tell us a little bit about Rebirth?
Yeah. So Rebirth is the third installment to the franchise. It's the first installment that I self-produced, I self-funded. It is a sequel / prequel to the Immortal Wars Resurgence. You do see a lot of the questions that were left unanswered in part 1 and 2 are answered in this installment. I don't want to, I want to, every time I'm asked about it, I've been doing press on the Rebirth for the past couple weeks. And I've been making it a point to mention that the Immortal Wars Rebirth is not going to be this explosive sci-fi like action film. It's more of a sci-fi drama, I guess, with some action scenes in it. But that was the way I wrote it. It was more like I wanted to focus on character and story, any plot holes that the first two had that are answered in this one. And I'm basically setting the stage up for the last installment which is Redemption, that we shoot in the fall of this year.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Rebirth, the lead is my goddaughter, Destiny Salas. She's actually she took on the role for the lead. She actually plays the same character in part 1 and 2, but in flashback scenes. So the scenes that were flashbacks in the Immortal Wars 1 and 2, you in this installment you see those scenes in its entirety. So you'll see what happens in those flashbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when's that hitting the shelves or being able to?
So we're aiming to release it later this month. Obviously, with the age of COVID, we've aimed to kind of just focus on the VOD platforms right now.
Okay.
It was originally going to be released as a feature film, but after reviewing it and kind of going over certain details, it's actually being released as a series. So it's going to be an 8-episode series.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out starting at the end of the month, throughout next month, and then we're probably looking at the summer when we do the box set of the Immortal Wars, which will include this one. And in that Blu-ray, you could watch it as a series, or you could watch it as a full-length feature, which that full-length feature will include scenes that did not make the series. So yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be exciting. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for people to see this one. This one took a while to shoot. This one took us, I should say, to finish. It took us about 3 years to finish this installment. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those come out.
Anybody else?
I'm reading them too. I'm like looking.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm kind of just monitoring the comments and making sure everybody's comments get on there where you don't have to look too much. And we got a lot. We do a lot of reviews in this community. You know, we do a lot of reviews for a lot of different films, and
No,
you know,
that's awesome. And like I
everybody's
said-
style of review is different. You know.
Yeah,
So-
and I love that actually. I mean, if any of you or reviewers, or if anyone wants to like review Rust or a Telephobia or the Immortal Wars, like I said, we can ship out some Blu-rays for you all to
Oh,
watch.
definitely. Yeah, we'll get you a list.
Be nice, people. Be nice. I don't want to. Please be nice, people.
I can tell you
still
right
might
now.
reviewed Rust 2, but mine was more complaining that not knowing that the movie that was on Tubi was 1 and 2, and because the second one
Yeah.
was on Prime, so I was like, oh, I watched this one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, I watched this one. I was like, and I didn't know the history behind it. And I watched this. I was like, oh, I really like this. And I was like, oh, there's the second one on Prime. I watched it. I was like, this is the same movie except for like the first half hour. Yes, I asked my husband. I was just bitching up a storm. I was
Yeah.
like, how could they do this? I really like this movie, and they have this heroine I can relate to. And what did they do? I was so mad. But I was
She's seen my review of Rust the night before after she was watched the first one, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I watched the review because now I know that there was 2 parts to it." She was so pissed.
Mine was going to be so much worse because I was just going to go on a bitching thing. But if I wouldn't have seen his and found out there was like that connection to it, it's like that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
But
Yeah.
yeah, mine was more relating
I'm
that
not
they
sure why
didn't
they
list
did
it.
that.
Yeah, they didn't list it at all.
I thought because I thought the reason they did it on Tubi was because maybe they don't do short films on Tubi. That's what I was thinking. But I've come across Tubi, and there's actually a lot of short films on Tubi. So I then thought, I wonder why they did release it.
Yeah, and I looked on there, and it doesn't say on Tubi or on Prime that, hey, you know, this is the short plus this.
Yeah.
And then I go on this, it doesn't say, you know, this is, you know, the second part. There's actually, I was so mad. And then luckily I saw his review, so I was more griping that they didn't list it and let you know for somebody that's just
That's
coming
really
in.
weird.
Because if you're just coming in not knowing it, you're going to have the same reaction like I did. You're like, oh, I like this movie. Oh, here's number 2, and get super mad. It's the same thing.
And it's too because those who think that the one that has both of them is one, when we start getting ready to release part 3, people are gonna be like, well, where's part 2? It's like,
Right.
well, part 2. It's just you watch 2. It's part of one.
Right. Yeah, I was just, that was my main thing. I was just griping. It wasn't even like me on camera. It's just like screen capping like the different things. It's like it doesn't say this. I don't know if you heard him. He's like, yeah, she was very livid.
That's because she liked it. She loved it so much. She wanted more out of it. And then like she was like,
I
shit.
was like, how could they just be so cheap on the second? That's the way I would see it. But that was because I didn't know at the time. I was like, how could it be so? But I didn't record that. But that was just my venting after the movie. Is like, how could they do that to this movie? I was like, how they did so much with this one, and they just like completely just copied the
No,
second
you
one.
have to see the Blu-ray. I'm telling you, the Blu-ray, you will enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
For some reason, I guess the way it was put on DVD, or I'm not sure why, it's really dark, I want to say. It's day and night when you see the Blu-ray version. Yeah.
I saw another movie done like that. It was done as a serial for the web. It was done by a director named Christian Sespa, who I really enjoy. He's made some great movies. But this was his first movie. What he did was it was called The Vigilante Diaries. And he tried to cobble it together to make one feature. Oh my Lord, it was so uneven. It was really rough to watch.
I just realized we need to point something out really fast. He's not talking when he's talking in the chat about you, Joe. There's another Joe in the chat. So just so we're not like confused. Okay. All right.
Oh, I see it. Oh,
so I don't. I just realized that you're probably like, what the fuck?
I'll be honest. I know how to play it off. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, if they're talking shit to me, I'm like, okay.
They're having a friendly review back and forth with each other. They're best friends. So, yeah.
No, believe it or not, I've had to deal with that.
Okay.
When it's focusing more on the telephobia. No, I guess Rust too. I've had some people like really grill me for the content itself. I mean, I've had people send me emails and messages on social media and basically telling me that I need to go to church and that they're praying for me and that I'm headed a dark path. And I'm like, just because I make scary movies? Like, you guys think I'm like sleeping upside down and bathing in blood? Like, Jesus. Like, no, not at all.
See, that's the horror man is Joe. See, that's Joe. So I just want to make sure we're all clear. Okay. I didn't want you to be. It took me 15 minutes to realize that. I should have told you a lot earlier. Damn.
That's because you're distracted by donuts, Hobbs.
It's true. Yeah. The killer donuts got me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. Whatever you were saying, continue. I'm so sorry.
I don't even remember.
You were saying something, Boom?
My memory done lost. I just said something about the donuts being a running joke, but that's about all I remember.
I guess the last question I have for you is what is the difference between shooting a horror film versus shooting a science fiction action film? I mean, is there different aspects of your filming, of your approach?
Yeah, so I'll say like with shooting the Immortal Wars, it was a lot more challenging solely because obviously the sets, that's itself, but whatever requires a lot of VFX. So shooting sci-fi, there's a lot of stuff that requires VFX. So you have to shoot things specifically a certain way. So even like a horror film, I can circle back and forth and do some crazy ass shit. But when it comes to sci-fi, you really don't have that luxury for the majority of the time because you have to have your tracking points when you want to do CGI. So that's a big thing for me. I kind of treat it the same for the most part, though. I light a lot the same. I light a lot. When you give me, sorry guys. The Rust one. I want to show you guys the Rust Blu-ray real quick. And then
I didn't even know there was a Rust Blu-ray. I mean, maybe I'm naive to the situation. But.
Sorry, I completely. He walked in, so I was like, "Oh, let me grab these." Cool, thank you. So that's kind of when it comes to shooting. That's kind of how I do it. I light the same, but the there's certain things that require VFX, so we have to shoot a certain specific way. That's pretty much the difference when shooting. Yeah, that's pretty much the difference, I would say. Yeah, I did bring those out that way I can show you guys. So well, back to your what you had said about the Blu-rays. So the Blu-rays was something just that we did for conventions, book signings. That's it. Like you can't buy them at stores. You can't buy it anywhere else. That's what I'm saying. I could ship you guys some Blu-rays.
Sweet.
Sweet. So this is the Rust one. This is the Rust Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
So it does come with like.
Yeah, I like it says double feature on that one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, that's
I'm a
sweet.
sucker for the artwork also. So like, you kind of see that the artwork comes also.
That's sweet.
So yeah, see, so it comes with both, and it comes with that black and white seamless version of the feature. Like it's like a extra long feature. And then for a Telephobia, it's the same thing. We have I almost grabbed that, sorry. We have a double feature for the Telephobia, and it's the Blu-ray as well. This one was actually.
Oh, sweet. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like to get my hands into like all the artwork and all. So.
Did that say it had both of them on there?
Yeah, this one has part 1. It's cool because with the artwork, it's kind of like the poster of part 2 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Meshed in together in a way.
That's cool.
But yeah, it has part 1 and 2 on it.
Oh, nice.
Like I said, it's a just like collector editions. Those who want to collect the Blu-rays, I do believe though, Telephobia is not on DVD. It's just on VOD. So as far as physical media, this is the only way you can have it on physical is the Blu-ray. You can't buy it on DVD. I don't think so, unless it's something that they do for, like when I book a convention, they'll do like exclusive merch for that convention. So, yeah.
If you ever get a chance to do conventions, come to some of them in the Ohio area. We got a huge fan base down here. If you have a chance,
yeah. We're always looking to see where to go. I know I was on this like press tour for the Immortal Wars 2. I don't even know how many conventions I did. It was exhausting. And I was doing, because I don't know if you guys know, so the comic book, I have a comic book series as well on shelves that the Immortal Wars is based off of. So I do book signings at comic bookstores as well.
Oh.
So kind of like.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
we got some people willing to buy them and some people that wouldn't mind if you send them. So we got kind of a combination. So.
Oh yeah, no, I can definitely. Trying to think what's the easiest way.
We got a lot of people in the community, so I'd prepare about probably 6,000 of them. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I was about to say I don't even have that amount in my
just
on hand. We can do, if people want to go to my Instagram, because that's probably the easiest access right now for me. If you want to mess,
we don't want you to think we're here just to get the free movies.
No.
We appreciate them.
Cool. I'm just trying to think what's the easiest. Instagram. If you message me on Instagram, I can literally tell people how to exactly do it. It's
cool.
Easy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're collectors too, so we prefer the physical if we can.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of us don't even have room in our houses anymore. We're gonna have to get a second mortgage just for our movies.
Just for the movies. Just for the. What I'll do also, I'll look to see in the warehouse to see if we have any copies of Billy on Blu-ray. I know we did some.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
Guys, Billy to watch. Well,
our friend Joe, the horror man, he has 5 rooms dedicated to just movies.
Movies.
All different formats. He does.
His collection is bigger than all of ours combined.
I request a challenge because I have a huge collection. Huge.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Is it on your Instagram?
I don't think I've taken a picture of it. I call it the wall here at my house. It's called the wall.
Sweet.
Yeah, I literally have probably, no exaggeration, I've probably hit over 3,000 physical DVDs and Blu-rays. It's insane.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
insane. My family says it's an addiction, but I don't think so.
It's an addiction. It's a fun addiction.
Yeah.
I'm like, either you want me addicted and going out and drinking and spending it at the clubs, or do you want me buying movies and staying at home?
Exactly.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Papa wants to know, if you weren't doing movies, what would you be doing, and what would be the reason you'd prefer to do that?
I would be a veterinarian. That's what I would be doing. I love animals. Since I was a kid, and that's what I was planning on doing before Resident Evil. Let's just say that before Resident Evil, I was going to be a veterinarian.
That's cool. Now, did Wild Eye offer you an opportunity to do the distribution of the Blu-ray releasing, or was that something that you had to do stuff?
No, they didn't really. Like I said, once I signed that deal, I never heard anything back, really. So,
Yeah.
18 to 20,000. Fuck, no, I don't have that much.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
That would not happen. No.
Our friend Joe has the Wonka factory of movies. Literally, you have to have a golden ticket just to go in and look at it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's got the collection right here.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yep.
Where do you hold all that? Sorry, I'm curious.
He's got 2 elevators. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh wow. 8 to 10K, dude. I'm like, I thought I had a lot.
You're more my collection level. I'm the little man on the totem pole.
I really need to have my family see this. That way they know, like, I'm good.
Patrick just has 10,000 IFC movies. That's all he's got.
I'm the ISC fanatic here. I got shoot, my collection is probably about 6,000 itself, all in.
Crazy. Oh, I thought I had a lot. I'll shut up.
No. I tried to hold off on everybody telling, because I was like, you know what, 3,000 is still a lot considered the standards.
Yeah.
So but unfortunately, in this community, if you're in the average is about 11,000 per.
That's crazy. I've been collecting since I was in middle school. So, like, I moved all of my movies from Texas to Nevada. I mean, they just follow me wherever I go.
Now, do you change your formats? Do you upgrade your formats?
I like. Well, I mean, I have the DVDs, but now I buy the Blu-ray instead of the DVD. But
Oh yeah, we have VHS, Betamax.
Beta? You have Beta, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It must be Patrick. He's
CD,
walking away.
Laserdisc.
You know what? I don't. They do offer Blu-ray at Wild Eye. What? Really? See, I didn't know. I didn't know that. No one told me that. I've never seen a Beta in real life. Ever. I've never seen one.
We collect everything. I mean, we don't. Here's what's funny is, I know people that spend all this money on movies and they don't even open them. That's being me.
I have a lot that's not open just because I don't get around. I'll buy them. I was like, oh, I'll watch it later, and then I'm just so busy doing something. I was like, oh, I don't get around to watching it.
Yeah.
What were you showing, Patrick? What was that?
Yeah, what was that?
It was an ISC midnight film, The House That Jack Built.
Oh, I've seen that. That is good.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's from Lars Van Trier.
Oh.
But who's your favorite director, Joe?
I have quite a few. I'm more like Paul Anderson has always been a huge inspiration to me. Paul Anderson, Adam Green, his work is fucking. I love his
Yeah, I love Adam Green.
Adam Green is a beast when it comes to directing. I love it. James Wan, also another guy that I look up to a lot.
Fantastic director. Fantastic.
He's doing brilliant with the I can't think of their names off Oh my god, I went blank. Lorraine and what's his name?
Conjuring series.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, those guys are just on point.
Yeah, my brain just went fried for a minute. But yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job. I think he's doing something else here too. I can't remember what it is, but usually all his movies are really good.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many, man. I look up to, Rob Zombie. I know a lot of people don't like his most recent stuff, but I love his work.
Now, see, that's in the community that we're in. It's like it's almost divided. There's
Yeah.
people that are absolutely obsessed with the Rob Zombie movies, and there's some that just don't particularly care for them.
There's
Yeah.
I
some
love
like,
all of
some
them.
I don't. I'm like,
Announced that
I don't
he signed on to direct the Munsters.
yeah,
So I'm curious.
that should be interesting, especially Sherry being Lily
Yeah. I'm very interested to see how.
and Richard Brake is going to be in it. I forget who else. That's the only other one I can remember is Richard Brake.
Were you talking about Paul Anderson or Paul Thomas Anderson?
No,
Joe?
Paul W. Anderson, director of Resident Evil.
Okay.
I don't know who Paul Thomas is.
He does all those serious movies, Kingdom, Moonlight Kingdom.
I don't never seen those. And I can't remember the director of Underworld. Isn't it Wes? Something?
I thought that was Len Wein.
There you go. That guy. I like his work too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
were you talking about Ty West?
No, that's House of the Devil. Leon Wynn. He actually was married to Kate Beckinsale for a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how he lost that gig, but
I prefer Sam Raimi, but he don't usually do a whole lot. But hey,
Didn't he direct? I may be wrong, but didn't he direct that Cabin movie? Or it wasn't him. Was that not
The Evil Dead.
dead.
Evil
Yep.
Dead? But he didn't direct. I'm spacing right now. There was another movie in the woods.
Oh, are you talking about Cabin in the Woods?
Maybe. I don't know.
Magnolia Boogie Nights, ETC.
I think Drew Goddard did Cabin in the Woods. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know if that's it. I don't know.
That's a great. I know a lot of people hate on that movie, but that's such a great homage movie.
Is that
They
the
put
one that
so
has
many
the
Easter
choose?
eggs and stuff in it. I'm sorry.
They choose, right? That's the one where they choose what's going to kill
Yeah.
them? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good movie. That was a really
Yeah.
good
I know a
Yeah.
lot of people hate on it, but I like it. But
I love that
like,
movie.
especially when they're in with all the monsters, it's like they have an homage to almost every horror movie there is. And if you know that stuff, you're like, oh, that's so awesome. And
was a
especially
fun
like
movie.
they had the unicorn kill somebody. I thought
Yeah.
that was
the Merman or yeah, that was a good movie. I had
Yeah.
that.
As you can see, we have we can bring it in a lot of different ways. We can talk horror, non-horror.
I know
we
someone
got a
asked
lot.
something about comics right now, but I don't remember. I don't know where it went.
Oh, this group is huge into comics. Like I can't flow with them on the comics, but this group is huge into comics.
Yeah.
I saw someone ask about. Oh, there we go. Did you do everything in the comics in regards to illustrating, writing, inking? So I'll refer to that question. By interweb.
Casey.
There you go.
Yeah, we're Godzilla too. We got kaiju fans in here, and it's a mix of everything.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. For the comics, though, I have all my original sketches, like I showed from the book I showed you guys earlier. Those are my original concepts. Those I then hire my artists to come in, and I work very closely with them as far as like what I want each strip to be, every page, what the colors are going to be, and that's how I work with them on that. I actually have the book I just pulled up. So this is the most recent issue of my comic series, The Vanquishers. It's white, so it's going to be very hard to see. There you go. So that's the most recent issue of The Vanquishers.
nice.
That looks solid, right?
Yeah. And then this is the issue 2.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
So this is what the Immortal Wars is based off of. these characters. That's actually the main character of the Immortal Wars.
I noticed one question too. I was going to ask you. I caught off the other one. You couldn't call your characters mutants. You had to call them deviants. Why couldn't you use mutant?
Because I was already getting shit from people saying X-Men and my stuff. So I was like, weird. I even told the cast and the crew, don't ever say mutants on set. It's deviants. That's what they are. They are not mutants, and everyone stuck to it. That's why.
Okay.
Not because I couldn't, but because
I was wondering if you were afraid of a copyright, because mutants have been used way before the X-Men did.
Yeah, no, it was just more like people were just like already, even before the movie came out, when the trailer dropped, people were like, is this another X-Men film? And I'm like, no, like it would have been titled X-Men if it was an X-Men film. So I had to make sure that, hey, like, let's make sure it's clear.
Yeah, that's kind of how unfortunately, that's kind of how, because my son, he comes down here, he does school from home. So I wear my headphones while I'm watching stuff, and I was watching that, and he come in and he's like, what are you watching? And I was like, oh, it's kind of like X-Men, like Hunger Games kind of mixed movie.
Yeah. Is what I mean. That's how I use the description. Also, it's like X-Men meets. No, I say Mortal Kombat meets Hunger Games is how I describe it.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, the emulator retro. That's my husband. He had a question for people. He's popped up on there a couple times, asking people if where'd the comment go? If anyone has 5 million years to Earth.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
Also, Papa asked a question: what famous person would you like to cast as a victim in one of your movies? Or let me ask on top of that, or a main killer, other like for a different type of.
There's no question about it. I'm not even gonna think about it. I want Jennifer Love Hewitt in one of my films.
Oh yeah.
I want her to be in our film.
Bread.
She is like one of the best actresses I've ever. I mean, she cries, I cry, she laughs, I laugh. There's something when she acts, her performance is it's a. Did
you start with her with Party of Five? Is that where you started learning more about her?
Can't Hardly Wait, all that. Oh yeah, that's when I started. Yeah, I've been a fan of hers even. I mean, since I was a kid, I've always been a fan of her work. And
yeah, we love her too. I mean, she did the. I know what she did last summer, and she did Quiet List, and
and the Ghost Whisperer. I still watch that on the regular. I love that show.
I watched it for the longest time, and I quit watching it. But yeah, I think I know what you did last summer is where I got introduced to her. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, a few years back, actually, one of my best friends surprised me with the video, and they got her to send me a video. She was like wishing me happy birthday, and I literally like shit my pants, no lie. Like I had that first few seconds when she says, "Hey Joe," I had that on repeat. I'm like saying my name. She is like a phenomenal actress. Like that'd be my dream actress to work with. I mean, she's just a phenomenal performer. I mean,
yeah. Would you be able to stop being like all fanboyish to be able to do a movie?
Yeah, I think. Because I was like that with Danielle Harris. I was like that with her. I'm a huge fan of her work, and I've followed her for years. And just recently, we did a convention together, and we were right in front of each other. I mean, my booth was right in front of hers.
She's such a sweetheart.
We were talking. It was just like, and then at one point, she comes up to my booth, and we're talking about Eric Roberts, and I'm just like, oh fuck, like Danielle Harris is like right in front of me. Fucking sick. But no, I was very just like, yeah, dude, and I was already talking to her like, in your scenes when I have you in this movie, and nothing has been signed, nothing has been. I was already like, you're going to be doing this, and she's like, cool, yeah, like, yeah, we've stayed in touch since then. We're hopefully bringing her in for the next Immortal Wars. So,
oh, nice.
That'll be fun.
I met her one time at a convention. When I met her, she was selling some of her topless photos, and I was just like, damn, I want to buy one, but I don't want to buy one because it's Danielle Harris. I don't want to like embarrass myself, but I kind of want to buy one. Like, I didn't do it, but
She's
she
a
was so
badass.
sweet in person. Like
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, she's
Really
very.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, I remember we went and met her at a convention. I forget. I want to say it was one of the Chicago ones because we lived in Illinois at the time, and we met her and she had some waters there, and we just asked her where she had gotten it because my husband wanted a drink, and she just like handed him a bottle of water, and it was just
Yeah.
so nice. It's like,
Sweet.
oh, you don't have
So
to.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
She's
I forget
nice,
what
and
convention it
she
was.
she knows like the industry, so she knows her shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like an actress, like I've had colleagues who have worked with her on set and they're like, she's a professional on set. Like she knows her shit. She gets on set, she's she has to do what she has to do, and I love that. I'm like, that's right. Like if those are the type of actors I want to work with, those who know their craft and take it serious and don't come in with these egos and stuff. And I've heard that she's not like that at all.
Yeah, she's I've
Not
never
at all.
like,
And
with her, but she's so sweet meeting in person. The only one, like Bruce Campbell's, like obviously with my name is just I'm a huge fan of him, and I met him at a convention, and I froze. I couldn't say anything.
Really?
I could not say. I walked around. We had this photo up, and I had a shirt that said "Groovy," and I had a chainsaw and a shotgun on it. And he just points at me and says "Groovy," and I couldn't say anything the whole time. I was done.
There's only one person that I've been like that with, where I was been like, oh wow, and that was I met Jennifer Lopez, and I was just
what?
oh my
Wow.
just like she's beautiful on the videos and on music videos and movies, but in person, the woman is flawless. Where I was even like, it's so unreal. It's creepy how unreal, how perfect she is in person. Yeah, and that's when I was like, and I think the only reason she actually talked to me was because I was like the only Mexican in the room. It was like, she's like, you're the only Mexican I would talk to you. I'm like, I think I only said like three
you,
words to her. Oh my god.
Did you like the movie Hustlers?
It was good. I mean, it's.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I'm more like I love The Cell. To me, The Cell was badass.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sales.
that's my report too. Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny.
Uh,
There was
it-
some funny.
Emulator Retro did get a side hug from Danielle Harris, but not really.
That's so funny.
I kind of had the same thing with Jennifer Rubin when I met Jennifer Rubin from Elm Street 3.
Oh, here it comes.
She was I've been infatuated with her since I watched it the first time, and she was all about the hugs, man. Like just like not even like 10-second hugs, like snuggling type hugs. I loved it.
I love that. I love when people like that at that scale of their career, they're still down to earth. They're still like, you know what?
Yeah, isn't that
You know,
something?
Yeah, like there's those other celebrities where it's like I don't know, like you should be honored to be breathing the same oxygen in the room I'm in. Where I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like that's when
It seems like a lot of the horror actors are not that way. They're like the best people to meet and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Well, Joe, I mean we're into our 2-hour mark now. Do you guys need more time, or are you
You
good?
guys so much. No, it's been fun.
If you want to stick around, we're down. If you want
I
to,
can keep on going. But I know that like they're looking at me back here, like, dude, you need to.
you know what? We understand. We have people back in the back too, so it's up to you though. If you want to stay or if you want to go hang out with them, it's cool too. We understand. So you make the call.
I'll be back on, Joe.
Yes,
you like
anytime, let me know. I'll be back on for sure.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Joe. We really appreciate you. We loved Rust.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we look forward to. We'll be in touch about the movies and things. Look forward to your next projects.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you again. Thank you so much. Good night.
Night.
How kick-ass was that, guys?
Oh, awesome, wasn't it?
Wasn't that fucking awesome?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
What a kick-ass person Joe is, man. That made my weekend right there.
So just it's a lot of fun, man. I love picking their brains. I just love
Yeah.
I love the process behind it.
Yeah, that was
Every time I watch these, I feel like I want to make a movie. Like,
Well, we'll send you some donuts and you can do it.
you know what? I feel like I need to make a movie surrounding. I feel like I'm getting some type of like, I don't know, a sign to make movies about donuts. It's not killer donuts, you know. Like the killer donut hole. Maybe it could be about like Timbits, like the killer Timbit.
How about Tim? You should do like Tim Hortons versus Killer Donuts.
I can't get over how fucking cool he was, dude. $200 to make Rust?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
yeah, that's some talent right there.
Honestly, I'm blown away at the guy, his kindness and his generosity, and
Yeah, isn't that something else?
yeah. He's always welcome back, man. If he just wants to shoot the shit,
Yeah.
hell, he can take my spot and I'll sit back and. So everybody, now we have to digress and talk about our own selves, I guess. I like your husband jumping in, Boom. That's awesome.
Yeah, he just popped in. I'm not sure what possessed him to come in because he's never popped in before. Oh, he was bored.
I was interested in how everything was updated.
Oh. But yeah, he's got a YouTube station as well. But he's
Yeah, we'll have to subscribe. You have to send us the link in the chat. We'll have to check him out.
yeah, he could. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
It'll have to be the other chat. I don't think we can link in this one.
Other chat.
Like in the
What do you-
comments after it's posted, I think he's mean.
Oh, like the group chat, like the midnight chat. So Patrick, we guess we got to send him a want list now of.
Yeah, we'll do that. If you guys want, I mean, you guys can just send me. Well, I mean, he said he can send it through his Instagram. I mean, all you need to do is just put your name and your address, and then I'll let them know who's who's who and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know that I won't do it without sending him some dough though myself. We'll see. What shirt are you wearing? Petotsky? What the hell is that?
That's the town of Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah, we went there. Me and Lori Ann went there on vacation. So I got
Oh, yeah?
a sweater. Yeah. Well, Vincent and Becky said that they what happened to their internet? It got locked up. They're having problems with their cable, so that's the reason why they left.
that's no surprise there. Cable companies suck, man.
Yeah.
Most of them.
They have a hard time though. I mean, they got the new camera and the laptop and everything else. They thought I think they thought it was their equipment, but it looks like it's their cable connection.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just can't get over how good the interview was, man. How much fun that was. What a
Yeah.
cool fucking dude.
That's 2 for 2 for us, man. Because I really thought the interview with Sadie was a lot of fun too.
Oh, it
So,
was. It was dope. Yeah.
Now next Sunday, I know there's not very many people watching, but next Sunday we are also going to have another guest. We're going to have August Ragone, who is the king of kaiju. So if you have Godzilla questions or whatnot, he will be the man to see.
Oh, okay.
That's I'm gonna have to stay. I'll be there for that one, but I'm gonna let you guys roll. I don't even know how to spell kaiju.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that, Hobbs. Yeah,
Are we all gonna still dress up like Godzilla and King Kong?
I was hoping Ben and Casey would.
Yeah, you know what? We really should bring some people in on that one too, if we got some spots.
I think so. I think Casey and Ben would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
And maybe Cody, but for sure, I know Ben for sure. Ben and Casey, I think Ben and Casey.
I think we can have up to 10, maybe.
Yeah, I think you can with StreamYard.
That'd be funny though. I don't think I've ever seen a chat that had like 10 before. That'd be
man.
hilarious. It'd be like fucking Hollywood Squares.
I saw Christian Hanna. He had like 8. That's the most I've seen.
Well, Hobbs Horror in the midnight hour, we're gonna have 27 one time. Okay, so.
Yeah, look at Ben's wearing his Godzilla suit right now.
Ben, you want to come on? You want us to send you a link?
And then
Anybody want to come on?
But yeah, imagine when I finally get everything straightened out with the bad CGI sharks guys, because it's going to be 3 guys from that movie, so we'll have a lot of slots taken up with that.
Yeah. Boom's making moves. I
Yeah.
haven't signed a damn person yet. Everybody else is getting people to come on the show. I haven't even talked to anybody yet.
Yeah, I haven't got no update yet. They said that they were going to talk to the guys, so the last I heard that it was probably going to be closer to into April, but that's the last I've heard. I haven't got no update recently.
Yeah, Ben, you know what? We'll probably be on for another hour. It's up to you, buddy. I don't think we can do another 4-hour tonight, but I do want to do a Rocky Horror dress up show. I do want to do a Halloween dress up show. I think in Halloween, we're going to have a whole bunch of spooktacular contests. Everybody can dress up and win prizes. And
I'm just glad for Halloween, just like I hear you say that. How spectacular.
well, yeah, because you're the defending champion. You got to defend your title, buddy.
Wow. Hey, Andy, how are you, sir? Welcome. Good day.
All right, Ben. Another time, buddy. Welcome, Andy. Andy's Entertainment.
Well, what did you guys all watch this week? You already know what I watched.
I watched. Right now, I wasn't gonna really put it out there, but I'm gonna be reviewing the Leprechaun movies. I'm gonna rank them. I'm not gonna review them. I'm gonna rank them soon.
I did something similar.
Guess you can get what date I'm gonna review them on. Huh?
So I did something like that last year, where I think I did like a whole video of different Leprechaun movies. It was like all the ones with Warwick plus the other ones, and then I don't know, just like everything that had to do with St. Patrick's Day. I just did like a whole list of movies you can watch for like a marathon, but I did that last year. But yeah, I haven't really watched anything. I was trying to watch as many movies as I can learn about Joe before. So I watched that, and then we watched the new Tom and Jerry, but that's all we watched.
Joe watched paint dry this weekend.
Wow, that's exciting.
Casey got Patrick to watch The Evil Dead finally.
Yes, I got to watch the Evil Dead. So there's that. So I thought I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. Even Bruce Campbell looked, he looked really young back then. Whew.
Yeah.
I listened to the commentary from both Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi because that's the kind of guy I am. They filmed that movie. They filmed several parts of that movie not so far away from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Frankfort, Michigan. That's like maybe like 40 minutes away from me. It's a really small town, but yeah, I knew exactly where that was at.
I'm sure it was close to your $3.5 million house that you live in.
Shit. And then they filmed the opening scene of the movie. The opening scene they filmed in Brighton, and that's like 35 miles away from me. So yeah, I knew that. I was like, wow, okay.
You got a pretty big house, dude. Your house looks like the house from Home Alone, Patrick.
It's not that big, really. It feels big, but it's not really. Not really.
Here's Patrick saying it's not that big. It's only 4,500 square feet. It could be bigger.
No, it's only 17.
No.
Yeah,
way.
so that's it. Yep, 1,700. It's all
17,000 square feet.
No, 1,700.
Bullshit.
I think
garage,
Joe's
maybe.
house. No, I think Joe's is the house that got that 17,000 feet to handle those movies.
Joe lives in Emerald City. Okay.
Yeah. How do you get to Joe's house? Follow the yellow brick road.
All right.
Follow the movie
Come
path.
out wherever you are, and meet the young and make you fell from a star.
Stay out of the fucking attic. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I want to see that one. I haven't got around to it yet. The Stay Out of the Fucking
Have you
Attic.
seen The Woods, Boom?
No, not yet.
It's got Brucey Bruce in it.
Yeah, I haven't got
Did you
around
know?
to see that one yet. No, that's the one that was
Shit.
before Evil Dead, wasn't it? The like their college film or whatever.
No,
Yeah, Within the Woods.
no.
Yeah, I
No,
haven't seen
no,
that.
The Woods.
Oh, just called The Woods.
Oh, no.
Yep, it's
There's a lot
about
of
girls
movies.
going to a Catholic school, and
Oh, I
they're
don't think
haunted by witches.
And that's got Bruce in it.
Both are on Shutter. Yeah, Bruce is the papa of the girls.
Hmm.
Papa Bruce.
Well, they're going to be filming a new Evil Dead movie later this year.
Mhm.
Bruce Campbell's producing it. Evil Dead Rise, and they're not acknowledging the remake. They're gonna have
It's
a
going
brand
to
new
be
cast.
Evil Donut, my cross stick.
Would that be awesome? Ash versus Evil Donuts.
Attack of the Cook Crawlers. You do realize that we just told Joe Lujan about fucking Killer Donuts, and now he's written it down. And he's
Yeah,
probably going to make a sequel to it because we've talked about it.
Well, I turned him on some other classics too, like the Pinata and the Lamageddon. So
yeah. I was actually holding my breath.
Mamageddon.
yeah,
I was holding my breath. I was sitting there going, like, please, whatever they do, for the love of God, don't bring up the Human Centipede, because you guys always bring up that damn movie.
it did cross my mind, but I held back when he was talking about movies that he wouldn't watch or didn't want to watch or something like that. It almost crossed my mind, but I kept my mouth shut.
Have you seen it, Patrick?
No,
Have you?
neither have you.
I'm going to send it to you.
No, you're not.
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send you the uncut version.
Ben, you would not be saying that if you had to stick your head in Guy Gann's ass. Ben sitting there saying, that's a good movie. I don't think. Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
It's such an intellectual movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Oh shit. What am I gonna do with you guys?
Uh-huh. Now Ben can think about that for a minute.
Oh shit. What's up, Rick? Oh my
Hey, Rick.
God, that was funny. Honestly, I didn't know what to think about it. I remember renting the Human Centipede, and the woman at the counter that I was renting it was like, "Are you really gonna fucking watch this?"
You know, actually, it's sort of funny. It's actually funny. Of all the movies I saw at Family Video, I've only seen 3 movies that had got the sticker with "must be 18 to rent." 2 of them were Lars Van Trier movies, and the other one was The Human Centipede. They had to be 18 to rent it out.
I know. Well, I know the one up here that I had. No, it was in Illinois. I take it back. Had Victor Crowley had a must be 18 to rent on it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Ain't near as bad as some of the shit.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad either. But I know the one that was in my hometown in Illinois. They had a must be 18 sticker on Victor Crowley, and I didn't even told them. I was like, well, after I rented it, I was like, I don't see why this needs a sticker on it. Because I'd also rented it at the same time as Hellraiser Judgment. I was like, this one, Judgment, I would say would need more because it had like more nudity in it, and it had the people like eating the throw up out of the trough and stuff. I was like, I think this one needs the 18 thing, but they said they got to go with their corporate or franchise or whatever it was told them to do, and they told them to do.
Congratulations, Rick. Rick joined the Arrow Club. He's now getting Arrow titles.
Yes. Yes. Ben, I'm sending you Funko links, Ben. I'm sending you Godzilla Funko links. Ben sending me links. Ben
I
sending me
can't wait.
links.
I
on
can't wait to send Patrick his next. I cannot wait to send Patrick his next package. That's going to be so inappropriate.
Ben sending me links to Amazon to get Human Centipede.
He's going to get that. He's going to get.
Oh Lord.
Going to get a copy of Pink Flamingo to go with it.
No. Oh God, that's disgusting.
I don't know much about that one. I can't.
No. Yeah, you don't want to know about that one. That was gross. Really gross. This character actually.
A copy of Martyrs.
You know what? That'd be better than Pink Flamingos. A character actually ate shit on camera on that. Boom.
Ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See, what else did I watch? I watched The Evil Dead. I watched The Immortal Wars Resurgence, and then I watched and reviewed the winner of the Red Bin Challenge, which was Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfold.
Oh, nice.
We hijacked you on that. We didn't want to watch it. We just wanted you to watch it.
I had fun watching that. That was a lot of fun. I have to admit. Yeah, that movie was a lot of fun. It was very sassy and very 90s, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We're gonna hijack the red bins and just put what we want in there. That way you can just pick out what we want you to review.
Rick's saying he only liked the first two centipedes.
But Andy, I totally agree with you. I could not stand that scene when they had that. I was like, oh my God, what am I watching? But the only thing that one main interview Cenobite dude, he was like the only redeeming thing. Not even like the new replacement Hellraiser, but the new dude that was sitting there interviewing. I forget what his name was, but he was like funny. But the rest of the movie was just awful and disgusting. And I regretted renting it so much.
I don't know where I draw the line. As bad as it sounds, I don't know if I do draw the line up, because I know it's movie making. I guess I don't know.
No, I think that Pink Flamingos, Hob, that would be drawing your line. Dude, the guy eats shit. He literally eats shit. He eats his own shit on camera. That's just no.
Oh my God.
His own human donut.
Don't gross us out to donuts. Don't take away our one thing.
Did anybody think chocolate donuts with nuts in it?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the adult section of the Midnight Hour. Welcome.
Oh. So what did you two guys watch this week? Well, I know Hobbs watched The Warriors.
I watched The Warriors. I watched, I can't stop watching it. I watch that movie every day. I've been watching the Leprechaun series. I watched a couple sports movies called Draft Day and Jerry fucking Maguire.
Was Jerry Maguire in the 90s, Hob, or was that late 80s?
Oh, Jerry Maguire's got Tom Cruise. That didn't come out till probably 2002, 1 or 2.
Okay.
I think, or maybe it was the late 90s.
Yeah, I don't know.
But now that I know you can make a movie like Rust for $200, like I'm gonna film something in my room and get the Wild Eye to like.
Why don't you do Nomadland 2, the sequel?
Attack of the Killer Nomad Donut, a donut that lives inside of somebody's car that kills people.
I think that should be your movie. You should go around to different donut places, hunting for the perfect donut. No, Pink Flamingo. That was Divine eating her own poop.
Oh, 1996 is when Jerry fucking Maguire came out.
Okay, 1996. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
In the secret garden.
So the new Evil Dead movie coming out. Got that.
I felt really bad talking to Joe about his collection. I know he was proud of it, and I was like, man, I hope we all can just hold back and let him be proud of his 3,000 because I know he's proud of it. And then it all started coming in. And I was like, oh man, he's gonna feel terrible about his collection.
Yep.
Knowing the net average in this group is about 12,000 per person.
Yeah, he was sitting there. Yeah, he was stoked up about the collection. Like I thought you were going to say something when he said he had 10 bins, and then sure enough, he did. He said, "Yeah, Pat's just got that already." And I'm thinking, me? No.
I know. Once he said 3,000, I'm like, oh my god, you poor thing.
I know. I was gonna immediately change the subject, and then everybody started pouring in with like 12,000, 20,000. It's like shit.
Well, Tom, I think he really appreciates the fact that we're all collectors. We all appreciate films, and I really like the feedback that people were giving in the chat about how they review movies, because that's important. Because I'm with Joe. To me, it's like if the movie's really, really bad, really, really bad, why review it? Why write about a bad review? It's
Right.
Well, the way I spin it is I say, well, I would like to have seen more of. That's how I try to spin it that way.
Yeah, or say why you think it's bad. That's how I think I would do if I got one that I absolutely had to review that I really didn't like. I would explain why I didn't like it, because that's usually what I do. I'll say, okay, I liked it for such and such, but I didn't like these parts. I think that's kind of why people didn't like my Sputnik one, because there was so much in that movie that people that I didn't like, because it was like plot holes to me. It's like, this don't make sense.
Yeah.
I've had people attack me during reviews too. Even if I'm politely reviewing a movie badly, I still have people fuck with me over them.
Yeah, I admit, when I was watching your review of Sputnik, I was booing you, Boom.
You were the one that disliked me so much. No, it's all right. I don't care.
Okay. Well, like, how could she sit there and dog a IFC film?
Yeah, see, I don't really pay attention like the labels and all that. I'll like, if the movie looks good, I'll watch it, and it is
what I liked about Boom's collection when she did her collection of review, like it wasn't separated by like label like me and other people, and it was just, it is what it was. That's the fucking movies, and that's the collection. They're not alphabetized. You deal with it. This is what I got.
Because I had to take them out of boxes that were in the basement because they're not like set up on shelves right now because I don't have enough shelf
okay.
space.
So that wasn't intentional?
No, I had to take them out of boxes, and they're like most of the ones in the basement anyway, because there was some that I filmed up here too, but I had to like put stacks on my steps so I can find a place to. I would like take so many out, and I would stack them up on my steps, and I'd be standing in the basement, like filming the movies on the steps.
The struggle is real. It really is.
It is.
And then I had to put most of them back into their box. Like I have a dog grooming table in the basement. Some of them are because I was going through movies, so I have like 4 stacks still sitting on my dog grooming table back down in the basement. But the rest of them had to go back in their boxes until I have room to put them out.
That's the red bin. That's my red bin. Those are all my movies. I mean, he said I didn't even take the price tags off yet. I just put them in the bin.
The thing is like, it's hard to ever get rid of them. I was watching Horror Taj the other day. He said he sold all of his collection, and I was like, damn, he must have nothing left. And then I watched his fucking update video, and it looks like he kept them all. I was like, what did you get rid of?
Yeah, he's still got I think he caught his very, very close core of his collection, like the ones he truly did not want to give up.
Yeah,
I think it's the only thing. And then he's going to start redoing it.
So, Boom, would you say that you would put yours in order by label like that if they were in a different way, or?
Probably the only thing I would do is maybe like some of them that have like the whole franchise, I'd probably keep closer together. Other than that, I don't know how else I would really, because the ones up here that I already have somewhat stacked, they're not really in any particular order, unless I know I have like Wolf Creek 1 and 2 up here. I think I got them together. But my Halloween movies are up here. I think I got them pretty well together. But Other than that, I don't really have any set order. They're just kind of like
Okay.
set up. Come find me, that kind of thing.
I'm starting a box for everybody, so I'm trying to put individual movies that I got duplicates of. Or Patrick's already got a box full. He's got a couple more coming. As soon as I can get a hold of a copy of Human Centipede 2, it'll be coming his way.
Shit. I thought about getting it. I admit I thought about getting it to be a completist. Like okay, because I collect all the IFC movies, and I had a chance when Family Video was going to close, but man, I just could not pull the trigger on that. I was just like, I'm going to get it, but I'm never going to watch it. Yeah, he started over, Joe. The thing is, it's going to be harder for him to get a lot of those movies now because the physical media,
The thing
shrinking.
is, I don't know that when I looked at the comparison from what he told me, the wall was empty. And then like 2 days later, he did a video and like he did keep stuff. I'm like, well, what the?
Yeah.
He must have had a shit ton then if you sold him then. Because he looks like he has still about 10,000.
Well, I
He
think
must have
Jason
had a
put it down.
massive collection.
I know that Jason said the same thing I was thinking, and that was, he had obviously had a fantastic collection, but it never even crossed my mind to make an offer on anything because I just felt really shitty about buying. I didn't like the idea that he had to sell his collection,
My collection is for sale. I'll take 10 grand whenever anybody's ready. A money order. 10 grand.
Wow. Well, how much money have you invested in your collection, Josh?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh
Yeah.
Only because I
say-
want to redo it. Only because I want to do it just like Tony does. I think it'd be so fucking cool to just redo it and start fresh and like get an update of everything.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, so I think, like I said, I think it's going to be harder for him to get a lot of those titles because the prices will have gone up. I mean, a lot of those things you got, like every time you buy an Arrow or Screen Factory collection, yeah, they might be priced for $139, but you know damn well that once it hits the open market, it's gonna go higher.
Well, you know what happens? Like, I've been reviewing the collection overviews. Like, I've been watching like what values are with shit, and like, there's movies that are going up that are becoming out of print. Like The Evil Within with Michael Berryman, that's out of print. That goes for $40 now on eBay.
I
I
tell
paid
you what,
$3 for that at Family Video.
yeah.
Family
I'll
Video
be real.
titles are now going out of print for a ton of money.
Yeah, somebody said I had some out of print movies, but they didn't say which ones they were, so I wasn't sure which ones they were. But
Imagine the VHS tapes. I mean, Joe never mentions, but he always says that they're very, very pricey. And I'm thinking, hell yeah, it's gonna be very pricey, and they're gonna be worth a lot more next year because once they're broken, there's no replacement.
Do you collect VHS, Patrick? Do you have VHS?
No. I don't have.
When are
any
you going to start doing that?
Never. I'll
When are
keep
you
my,
scheduled to start collecting that?
if anybody wants me to look for certain titles, they can send me a note on Instagram, and I will keep my eye out for it, and I'll pick them up. I can get them for either free or I can get them for 50 cents. But you have to send me a list of what you're looking for.
We need you to start collecting so we can make a list.
Oh, I don't have the room for that. Hell, I hardly have room for the DVDs.
Find a way, make it work. Your attic, your ceiling. If you're going to be one of us, you're going to have to start collecting DivX, VHS.
I
that
almost
tapes?
pulled the trigger. I
I
have
have
to admit,
VHS, but I don't have them here.
Did you say Divx?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that
al-
was still around.
With our
I almost
screeners.
pulled the, yeah. I almost pulled the trigger and got a NECA figure, a Toontown NECA figure today, but I came to
You
my
got
senses.
to, man. We all collect figures. You got to be all in. You got to collect figures,
Okay.
autograph, movies, hairsamples.
Mine are not safe.
Okay, Joe, definitely. Which one? Just anyone, right?
It's not safe for work.
My figures.
How is your figures not safe for
Those
work?
are anime figures.
Oh. I was like, do you got a sex doll I don't know about?
No.
He got an Amityville vibrator prop.
I have an electric waifu.
But
Okay,
Patrick,
Indiana.
are you
Okay,
seriously
fine,
thinking about collecting figures? Oh,
Hello.
hello? Are you
Hello?
seriously thinking about collecting figures?
I just want, I only want one. I want one. I'm looking for.
No.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind people send them, but I just want to buy one figure. I want to buy a Sam figure. That's the only one I'm looking for.
I have a little bitty Sam. He's like that big. And he come with like 2 other characters. I don't remember what they were, but they're in like this little lunchbox. And it's like see-through. You can see him through. And there's like a little Sam and then 2 other guys. I don't know. They're upstairs in my room. I'll have to next time I go upstairs to film, I'll have to show them. I got an
That's
unboxing.
the only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger on the figures. I can become addicted real quick to figures again, and I don't want to. I can't. I just can't. Patrick can, but I can't.
A Sam figure, Tim. Sam from Trick or Treat. So that's what I'm looking for.
I'm
But
getting a lot of
I
personal messages. Everyone's wanting Patrick to collect VHS and figures.
I do got a new figure. I'll be unboxing tomorrow. I got a new figure. I'll be showing off tomorrow. So I'll be popping up a video. I'm very excited.
Killer Donut figures.
No, I'm actually getting a Jack Skellington.
Ooh.
That was one of the prizes that Martin gave for his 400 sub giveaway.
I was going to
I'll
do
be
an
doing a lot of
unboxing.
content entries tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta do. You gotta do.
Like. Go ahead.
Do what?
Yeah, you two got to do Vince's and Becky's giveaway.
Yeah, they're giving away
Definitely. I
spicy.
gotta do that tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, that's
I
yeah,
was
everybody.
going to ask because it was spicy stuff, and we don't do spicy stuff. I don't want to waste it.
Man, it's one of those things where it's like you really want to try it, but at the same time, it's gonna hurt, and it's just like, what's worth it? It's worth it. I think it's worth burning my mouth to get a Mothra.
Honest to God, I've never even thought about what the worth was. I just did it. I'm telling you, back in college, I did much worse. If you look on Instagram, there's a picture of me doing a beer bong. I just put it
saw
up today.
that.
See, that's what
I'm
Casey's
telling you,
saying
I
too.
did much worse.
See, Casey's saying that too. I'm with it. If I win, I'm sending Hobbs the hot sauce.
I don't know what my limit is with the hot sauce. I don't know what the Scoville limits would be. I truly don't know.
Let's find out.
I used to drink 151 double straight with no chaser a lot. So,
Wow.
I used to have even done triples before.
Hopefully you haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, hell no. They don't even make it anymore. Like, you can't even get that at bars.
Yeah, for every
We're
contest.
talking circa 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Flaming Dr. Peppers, brah. I don't party a fourth of the way I used to. Like, not even close to the way I used to. But I still collected more, and I still had a YouTube channel back then. I just didn't upload a lot.
Wow. So you saw the Now It's Dark guys. They hit 1,000. They finally reached 1,000 subscribers.
I love those guys. I do.
Yeah. Your friend Halloween Fiend PDX. I guess he gave him a shout out on their channel. He gave him a shout out on his channel, and and they got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was
Casey, I
really
think
cool.
they stopped making it because it was getting people were starting to get ulcers from it. I know I created an erosion in my esophagus from drinking so much 151. It was starting to become a hazard to my health. Uh, a lot of people would just get shots of 151 straight. It was cheap for bars to sell because they would do maybe like $5 a shot. You get a double or 7, and it wouldn't cost them much per bottle. But everybody was doing it, or they would get a flaming Dr. Pepper, or they would take it with Mountain Dew, and they would call it a Dew Rum Run.
Cody came back just in time because we were just talking about hot sauce. Just in time. His ears must have been burning.
Cody. I very much underestimate the bottle when I drink out of it, though, because when I did drink the last bottle of that, it was half gone. It was kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, I just thought you would listen to. I thought you'd be fine because if I win, I'm doing what Becky and Vince said. They said to have milk and ice cream at the ready. So I will be doing I'll be live on the stream, taking my hot sauce, but I'm going to have some ice cream and milk ready.
No, unfortunately, I've got to do what I do, which is an idiot, and not do anything to protect myself of it.
You're a brave man.
I couldn't do that. I'd have to have milk if I did it at all.
And now that Cody came back, now we can all wish him a happy birthday. Cody had a birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Cody. Happy 29th. Cody's 29.
Having ice cream on hand.
By the way, check out Abby.
Okay.
Check out Abby Normal. Check out Abby Normal, his wife's channel. She's got awesome crafts. She's trying to build a little channel for herself as well.
Okay, we'll do that.
I comment and I watch every video that her and Cody do. I'm kind of the fanboy of the collector.
Yeah, I like watching.
Cody
I like watching Cody. I like watching Cody and Abby's mukbang and Janae and John's. That's
to be
that's a
truthful,
highlight.
I'm a fanboy of all of your guys' stuff. I watch all of your guys' stuff to completion. I really do. I'll spend out and Patrick can vouch for this. I'll spend hours at a night watching everybody's shit.
Yep. I can testify to that.
Yeah, tell her to do more videos. She's done a lot of craft stuff and like stuff that like she did some Halloween stuff recently, I think.
Yeah, I like Culver's, Cody. Culver's makes a great hamburger.
From Wisconsin.
Yeah, they've got a really good butter burger.
Hey, Ben.
What up, Cornelius Collection? New to the chat, welcome. Guys, Cornelius Collection is someone recently that just came to the community. Let's welcome him and say hello. And
hello.
How are you?
I do like Culver's. Their butter burgers were fantastic.
Definitely. Super tasty.
Yeah, supposedly the biggest Culver's in the world is like the next town over, but I drove by it just out of curiosity, but it looks just like any other Culver's to me, but I've never been inside of it. But yeah, there's like 3 of them near me because, Wisconsin, there's Culver's everywhere.
Yeah, they're building one. They're actually building one about a half mile away from my house.
Yeah, Abby does. You're right. Abby does scrapbooking and cards. It's her area of focus, and yeah, she does. It's cool stuff. Tim Hayes wants to know what a Butterburger is.
A Butterburger, I guess it's
Culver's signature burger.
Yeah.
I think they're cooked in butter, aren't they?
I think so. You can't eat a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
I think the bun is soaked in butter. That's what it is. And I think sometimes you can make a burger where you make like a divot in the middle of the burger and you put a I know Guy Fieri does it where he'll take like he'll put like a dent in the butter or a dent in the burger before he cooks it, and he'll put the butter in the burger. I think maybe that could be also part of the flavor.
Possibly. But yeah, the buns make sense because they're kind of, I want to say greasy, but like oily.
I never really got the impression, of course, you know me, I wouldn't really notice, but I never got the impression it was too buttery. I mean, it wasn't like drinking a buttery nipple or anything. It was.
But yeah, you got to do the cheese curds and the custard. Those are some good things there. But there's like cheese curds all over Wisconsin, so I could see them having cheese curds.
See, that just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if I could eat those with a burger or not. I'm just like a fry guy.
My son, there's this local place in town, and they have a burger, and it's called a honky tonk burger, but they actually put cheese curds on it as like one of the toppings. He absolutely loves that thing.
I was watching a movie the other day with Michael J. Fox and what's his name? James. I can't remember his name was. What's the name of that movie, Patrick? Michael J. Fox.
one?
He will be a cop, but he's an actor. Michael J.
Oh,
Fox used to be a cop. James Woods.
Yeah. What was it? Hollywood something or another.
Hollywood Nights or something. But
Like that.
he's trying to be.
I was
He's trying to be a
in the dark.
cop, and they go and they get this thing called a frog dog, and it sounds terrible, but it actually sounds appealing. It's a hot dog, and you put French fries on it, and you just douse it with mustard and ketchup. You don't look like you're too thrilled about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about putting the.
Uh,
That-
Bronx-
I'm not much of a French fry person, so once somebody mentions French fries, I'm just like, eh. I hardly ever.
What
if
do
I
you
ever
think
get
about?
anything with French fries, I hardly ever eat them.
Hi, Demanded Pictures. How are
You're
you,
from
sir?
Illinois, right? So you probably had
Yeah.
Portillo's. Okay.
Try to think. No, one opened up shortly after we moved, so I never got a chance to try that place.
I just I like Culver's a lot, and they're putting it they're putting it in our in the main shopping area real next to me, and it's already a bitch already to get in and out of that parking lot, and now they put that Culver's in there. It's gonna be such a cluster. Should be a lot of fender benders. I'm predicting.
There's two in my town, and one's closer to my house, which is not that busy, and then there's one that's like on the main road through town, and that one legit, the drive-through is backed up all the way to the main street. They'll be like coming out onto that. It's like super crazy. It's like whoever goes, like everybody goes to that Culver's and not. Yeah, it's Culver's, CULVER', not Cougars. It's Culver's. That Tim was asking.
Tim was just curious why you don't like French fries.
I don't know. I've just never been a French fry person. I don't know. I just don't really like. I like seasoned fries and stuff like that, but not a lot. I don't know. Maybe too much potato for me. I don't know.
I get that.
I could
I
eat
get
French
that.
fries till there was nothing left.
I eat like maybe a
Dimension
small
pictures at the house.
bit, and then I'm done. The guys like.
I kind of like having that. I kind of like having that midnight hour logo in the background while I talk. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like the moon.
Yeah.
And it's like up in the air while you guys are chatting. I may never have to come on again. I can just leave that little icon there. How cool is that guy? So you can just look to the right of you and you see me. That's me up there in the moon.
Well, I want to thank everybody for showing up for the show tonight. It's just it's great to see the support from the community. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. We'll probably
drive-through was
end
like
it.
that before the lockdown. Plus, Wisconsin only completely closed down for like the short time in the beginning. We've had 25% dining for quite a while, but yeah, we have indoor dining. But yeah, the drive-through at that one Culver's on the busy streets always backed up, even before the whole pandemic. But yeah, we only closed down for like completely for like I think it was like 2 or 3 months, and then we opened up to 25%, and it's been like that since.
I'm not sure what they're going to be doing.
Some of my clients at my job are telling me that Wisconsin was like one of those places that was like, we don't give a fuck. We're going to go eat.
I guess the theaters are back up to 50% now. It was 40%. Now it's back up to 50.
I haven't even seen if ours is open yet. I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't like Googled their hours or anything, but I haven't like seen any posts say, "Hey, we're open now." Oh, nice. Demented Pictures scored a sponsorship from Shudder. Nice.
What are they for? What like are you a director or?
Probably be a reviewer. Probably for RLJ Entertainment, or sponsoring a stream maybe. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I went to see Kong versus Godzilla, but we just went ahead and broke down and got HBO Max to get it because one, I don't know if the theaters are even open. It's just so much easier for us anyway to not have to go out anywhere, especially me basically being handicapped. It's just a pain in the ass.
It's crazy because you literally if you had the means to do it, you could order your groceries and have them delivered. If you had a monthly stream of income, or if you worked from home, you could literally buy entertainment, handle everything inside your house and not leave your house for a year if you had the right way to do it.
Right.
It's crazy. How long are we going, guys? Are we going to 1, 4 or 5 o'clock?
That sounds good, Hon. 1 sounds good. Well, we got 10 people watching it, though. Well, we got 10 people. We still got 10 people.
For you guys now. Or am I wrong?
What was that?
I said it's one for you guys now, isn't it?
It's 1 for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine for a little while longer. Give a shit.
Sure. We're going till you say so, Tops.
So we're gonna get Cody and Derek. Derek is Halloween PDX, if you want to call him Derek or Halloween.
Oh, okay. Hey, Derek. I just wanted to say thank you for helping push Now It's Dark past 1,000. That was really cool. We heard about the shout out you did for their channel.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I just checked out. What'd you say his name was? I'm sorry. The Halloween.
Derek?
Halloween.
Yeah, I just checked him out. I watched a couple of his unboxing videos. It's pretty cool.
Isn't he hilarious? I love to watch his videos because, like, he's always begging not to get certain autographs that he already has, and I'm like, damn, I really hope he doesn't get a certain autograph. Because sometimes he'll get 3 of the same one, and I'm like, I love watching his reactions. Like, man, I hope I don't get another like a Kane Hodder or something that he already has. It's really entertaining. Have you watched him, Patrick? Have you watched Halloween PDX?
I have. I connected with them, and I also watched a few of his videos. Yes.
You guys got to watch when he does his videos because he's a DJ, right? And he'll do these videos where he'll have guests over and they'll be dancing while he's doing music. That's some of the most entertaining shit ever. Like, it really is.
Yeah, I think it was last week when you had mentioned him, and I looked him up, and then I'd seen he'd done a couple unboxing of some stuff that I was curious about, so I just checked them out. But I haven't really had time to watch anybody else's. But I was like, oh, I want to watch this and this.
No, definitely go subscribe. Well, I can't really say we can't say subscribe on the
Yeah,
chat anymore. We have to say connect. Go
stay
connect
connected
to everybody.
Why
Yeah.
can't we say subscribe anymore?
because you'll lose any subscribers that you get. YouTube,
Oh,
yep. So it's use connected. Yeah, it's
At
frustrating.
least that's what we're told. We can't confirm that, but that's what we're told.
Actually, that is true. That is confirmed.
that makes sense. I think the first one I was on, I gained like, I want to say it was like 8 or something. I forget the exact number now. And like the next day, it was all gone. I was like, oh, cool. 'Cause I think that time I was at like 70 something. I was like, I'm almost to 80. Yeah.
Derek,
And then they
do you
all
live
went.
with all those people? That is awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm telling the only problem is I never have nothing to drink while to watch what I'm doing because they're singing and they're dancing and stuff and having a beer and relaxing. It's so entertaining. It really, you guys got to check it out. In fact, next one I get a reminder about it. I'm gonna put it on our Facebook so you guys can all jam with them.
Excuse me.
That's a good point, Joe. Imagine losing subscribers while networking on the exact platform.
Yeah. I've seen other people get like things through shutters, like screeners, or some people be able to promote like their channel or something. It's like, man, that'd be cool. I can't wait till I get. I don't know
Oh,
if I
okay,
ever get that level, but I'd love to get that level to be able. Hell, I promote Shutter enough as it is. Might as well. But I know you got to be probably high up and a lot better than I am to get.
Yeah, I mean, Demanda's got almost 20,000 connections.
Right. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I'm not complaining about that, but I was like, man, that'd be super awesome. I'll just promote it.
Well,
I don't care.
the truth of the matter is, Boom. I think that if we just had you connected with every single person in the community that we're all connected with, you'd skyrocket. I'm not for sure
Yeah.
why
We gotta
you're
get
not
them
at over 100 by now anyway. So we'll look into that.
Yeah, we definitely will. I think yeah, that's the problem. It's like you connect with a lot of people, but they don't return the favor, and that's really bad. That's bad juju, you know. If
Right.
someone connects with you and they, hey, I hooked up with you, especially if you're a public subscriber, then they should return the favor. You know, help somebody else out. Like what Derek did for now it's dark. I think that's just outstanding. I think it's outstanding.
I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but H and S Collectibles says I deserve a Killer Donut sponsorship.
Now that's somebody that you should connect with. That's Cody. That's one of our best friends in the group. He does
Yeah.
outstanding videos, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I'm so new to you guys. I can't remember everybody by the real name. I have to go by what this says on the screen.
Yeah,
That's
that happens.
It'll
You guys
take
have all
time,
known
but
each
you'll
other
get
for
there.
so long. You're like, oh yeah, that's so and so, and that's so. So I'm like, who's that?
Well, this whole entire stream that we do on Sundays is meant to be about networking. That's the primary focus.
God, that's the reason why I don't fucking call you.
I'd love to have celebrities on and shit, but it's all about the community, honestly.
Right.
Actually,
Cody
I
just ordered.
really like.
It says he went ahead and ordered Killer Donuts on DVD this evening. It's going to be on the background of all future videos. I decided.
We're gonna do a community fan film for Killer Donuts.
Yeah, you already did a small one.
It's true. I did make a short. See, there you go. That's my first short I made. 30
Yeah,
seconds.
there you go. I still gotta watch that too. Maybe I'll try to watch that tomorrow when we get our damn snow.
Yeah, I'm with that, Demented. I think that's how it works. You know, you just try to support anybody you can. But YouTube is just being such a bitch, though. It's like it's frustrating as hell for us, like you and me, Boom. It's frustrating for us because we can't get any traction because they keep on knocking off our subscribers.
I don't know. I've seen a pretty substantial growth for both of you since
Yeah.
last 2 or 3 months.
You're only 5 out. You're only 5
Like-
away from 900, Hobbs.
Huh?
Yeah, you're only 5 away from 900.
I'm working on it, buddy. I keep getting more subscriptions and connections. Yeah.
Yeah, connections.
Cody, my hand is held from the killer donut. That's right.
Oh,
I can't believe you guys never seen it until I sent you that. That was hysterical.
Nope. Never even heard of that. So I don't know. Joe probably already knows this already, but I guess they made a new R.L. Stein series for Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, called Just Beyond, and it's supposed to be eight episodes. And they got the director of the first two, those Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. I guess he's directing the first 2 episodes from it.
Hmm.
I almost bought a NECA
Is Andrew
figure today,
Garfield
Cody.
a cat?
No, Andrew Garfield.
Okay. Here's the thing, Patrick. If you have the means, just buy figures, man. They're entertaining. They're collectible. They're fun. We all do it.
Yeah,
You should.
I might go back for that one. I might go back for the one I put back. They had a brand new one, a NECA it was really nice, real nice. It's a box. You open it up, has a little Velcro patch, and you open it up, and there's the main figure with all the accessories to it. But they wanted $30 for it, though. That was a little.
Yeah, I think that's about average. I've seen them like $23.
I'm trying to get a Sam figure. Oh, there's
You
a
might
new-
want to check out Nightmare Toys. Derek suggests Nightmare Toys a lot.
Okay, Nightmare Toys. Okay.
NECA
What
plastic crack.
figure are you wanting, Patrick?
I want a Sam from Trick or Treat. I was just hoping to get I was trying to get a Funko one. That's really what I want, just Funko. 30 is generous. Is that a good price, 30? Because I saw it at Target. That's where I saw it at. Yeah, free shipping. Oh, over 500. Yeah. NECA plastic crack.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised to see the Tiny Toons Sam figure there. I was thinking about that, but then I saw the $30 one, and the one for $30 looked a lot better, so I put the other one back. I have to admit, the one that was $30 looked really nice.
Joe makes a good point. He also spends money on movies versus spending on figures instead. It's a good point. You gotta kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do both, but there are people that do both.
Yeah. I just wanted the Sam. That's all.
No, we've made the decision that you're going to start collecting figures tonight. So
I still gotta send you
make sure
your
to plan
figure.
accordingly.
I still gotta send you your figure, Hob. How am I supposed to get figures for myself when I still got yours? I'm staring at it.
It's true.
I got it right there. It's like, damn.
I've got to find you a human centipede figure, Patrick. Is what I got to find.
I am sending your package out this week. See, even Joe's got a Sam Funko Pop.
I want to say I think mine is a Funko. I could be wrong though, but he's just one of the baby Funkos. He's not the big one.
Oh,
I
they had
shit you not. I have about 10 to 15 Funkos. Not one of them have I purchased on my own.
Oh, really?
We want to see a collection overview tomorrow, Hobbs. Yeah, Halloween Sam, demanded. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, a lot of mine I bought used, but that was when I was buying decorations for the wedding because I knew they was going to get used, whatever. But in our decorations, so I didn't want to spend full price on something, so I went to this one place that had them like loose and whatnot, got them cheaper.
I'm actually surprised. Derek's saying he's got 3 Sams. I'm surprised he hasn't got more. How many stamps do you have, Hobbs?
I think I have one.
Yeah, I think
One.
that's right, Horror Man. I remember there was two. It was a 10 with two other figures. I just couldn't remember what the other two figures were, but I bet you it is Jason and Freddy. I know they're in a box upstairs. I'd have to look, be sure, because I don't remember exactly.
We'd like you to go get them right now, please. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'll be back in like a half hour. It takes me too long to get up the steps.
Well, you don't have Max trained to go get them for you.
I'd have a better chance.
Oh, I loved your video with your dog and the cat the other day. That was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, that's usually normal playtime, except Max was getting a little upset for some reason. He's the one that started shit. So I don't know what his problem was. But
He woke up the other one and then got pissed because he was woke up.
Yeah, he wanted his bed.
yeah, that is Rogue's bed, but they share. Not together, they take turns.
It could be worse. You could have a damn puma in your house like Patrick does.
Yep, I got the cheetah. He was doing zoomies downstairs when we start first talking to Joe. Yeah, I could hear him downstairs doing zoomies.
Yeah, I saw your comment. That was funny.
He's a hoot.
I have a question for Derek. Your room with all your figures and stuff, is that your living room or is that like a back room? Because I'm astounded at your walls that you have with all your stuff on it. Like when you watch his videos, you look towards the very back and there's a door, right? And then to the left of it, there's nothing but a wall full of figures. To the right of it, it's a wall full of figures and memorabilia. And then to the left of the side of the wall, towards the end, where he does the movies or the video clips, there's figures. So I'm like, where the hell is that at? Is it the kitchen? Oh, it's the living room. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, his walls are just stacked with pictures and I guess those are the people you collect your autographs from. It's a very cool.
See, the thing I worry about is this: like people like him and Joe that have these like immaculate collections. I just worry if they ever have to move. That's my biggest concern. That's the only reason why I don't get crazy. Like I want to get crazy and get like masks and shit and like real expensive figures. I just know that I'm clumsy and I just know that I'm gonna end up breaking something if I move.
Yeah,
his entire place is filled with figures and now see, to me that's the life right there. When everything, all of your walls are filled with stuff. That's out. What's up?
Wow.
300 NECA figures. Holy shit.
Wow. That's crazy.
And Cody says he worries about floor caving in. Can you imagine going to Home Depot and they're like, so what's the purpose for having an additional beam added to your basement? My figure collection.
Yeah. Wow. I'm hoping Joe will do his Wild Eye overview after Wild Eye week.
Go back and watch Joe's original stuff. I know I keep talking about this, but if you would just want to see the layout of a lot of the stuff that he has, he's done shelf by shelves, I believe. I don't know when the last update was on it.
I saw one figure today, Cody. It was a huge, massive Ben Grimm. The thing for the Fantastic Four. That thing was humongous. It was Funko Pop. It was humongous.
Joe, how did you move all your stuff without having any? Did you have any like casualties? I know that when I've moved, I've dropped movies before multiple times.
Wow. And you know,
I dropped one of the original. I dropped an original Jason 10 from the collection when I moved once. Fucked it all up. This is 8 years ago. See, 8 years ago, Joe only had 11,000 movies. He didn't have 20,000. So,
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. 20,000.
Oh, they got a big Skeletor. I want to see that. I'll have to look for this. I don't know if I'd buy
Patrick,
it.
I
but
bet you got a whole basement full, buddy. I bet you got at least 10.
No, I don't have 10. I got approximately including all my TV series, about 5,000.
There's also a rule in the community, Patrick. We have to start logging your movies into the Excel spreadsheet. You're gonna have
I
to send us
do.
a report when you do all your movies.
I do. Look, I have it on Letterboxd. I have lists on Letterboxd. I have yeah.
I was just kidding, but that's awesome that you did.
Okay. I got my new written interview sent in to me. That's one thing I didn't mention earlier was I'm actually interviewing Corey Taylor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, who played a Heather on the I'll see if she wants to come on. She does her own.
Can you get Eric Roberts on?
God, no, I think that would cost, Hobbs. I was trying to get one actress to come on in, and then I sent her an email, and then she directed me to her website. And as soon as I saw that, I knew that was going to cost me money. So,
Oh shit!
but I have a lot of friends.
I know.
I still have a lot of friends like to draw upon. So I really enjoyed doing with Joe Lujan. I mean, he had an absolute blast. So I can't wait I just can't wait to get the CGI guys in here.
Yeah. That's gonna be a blast. I watched them do an interview on another station, and it was some small station. They had like 20 subscribers, and they was on for about an hour, and they was just having a blast.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And they know I'm a huge fan. They told me when I reached out to them, they still remember the review I did on their movie.
Now that's funny. That's funny you mentioned that, Joe, because I reviewed Officer Down, and that actually had Corey Taylor on that from Slipknot, and then Corey Taylor from Slipknot was interviewed by Corey Taylor, the actress.
I said we all drink tonight at the CGI guys come. Let's all get some brew. Make it real fun.
That's gonna be fun. You know what? I can't wait to do that. We gotta land that one. Hey, Nate.
It's him. It's him. It's the NTD show.
NDE. I love that entry. That entry's hot.
It's me. It's me. It's the NDT. An avid Halloween lover himself.
Yes.
Much like the rest of the community.
So are you planning your new questions there, Hobbs? For the Halloween spectacular? Remember you asked 3 questions last time?
Oh, you have now that we're live, dude. Oh man, just be prepared. October will be the wildest year ever, or the wildest month we've ever had for the spectacular. We're gonna do contests. We're gonna do contests. We're gonna have disco nights. It's gonna be crazy. Prizes, contests, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
I think we should give away gift cards to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
If I'm at 1,000 subscribers before then, I guarantee you we're gonna be giving away stuff.
Well, we gotta get that pass. It's starting to gnaw on my. It's starting to give me a itchy. You know, one of those itchy can't scratch. That's what it is. Because we got to get you over.
We're close. We're at 900. When we get to 1,000, it's going to be on. We're going to do crazy shit.
Yeah.
Not that we don't do crazy shit now, but especially in October, we're going to have a Rocky Horror Picture Show watch along, where we're all going to dress up. We're going to do Halloween stuff.
I don't know if
the thing is opening up the stream.
Something that look like Rocky Horror. I know none of my costumes are Rocky Horror Picture Show, so I have to.
Cody, I plan on doing it. When's the deadline for Cody's? I plan on doing about 3 contest entries tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I think I know there's Cody's and there's Becky and Vincent's, and I'm not sure if anybody else is doing one. Yeah,
Yes.
once it gets to
That's right. I
1,000,
knew I
you
had
can
until
monitor.
April.
And you have to have like 1,000 subs and like 40,000 hours viewed or something like that.
That's another reason we got to watch Halloween, and everybody else is get everybody's watch count up and connect
Where do
them.
where do you give away them, Eden? We're a big contest people here, so tell us what your contest is about, and we'll see if we can and what's your deadline, and we'll see if we can push it for you. As long as it's not next, if it's a couple weeks from now, we can push it next Sunday. Yeah,
Yep.
Cody. I'm sorry. I meant to push your contest too, Cody, but Joe came on and I lost track. But we'll push it.
I always forget
Fix
to
it. No, I'm just kidding.
watch, or either I miss it until it's too late, or I don't have enough time to participate.
Okay.
Fix it.
Oh, deadline Monday. I tell you what, next contest you have, please let us know, and we will definitely push it for you. And Cody's is April 10th. Yeah, we have plenty of time to do that, to hype it up.
I'm telling you now, though, when October hits, it'll be a wild month on this channel. This stream will go nuts.
Wow. A party pack to play the official
And
Evil
then-
Dead escape room.
They have an Evil Dead 2 escape room.
Yeah. That would be fun. I think that's probably a localized prize, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure we don't have any escape room. Oh, we might. Hell, I barely left the house in 3 years, so what do I know?
It'd be, yeah. Evil Dead escape. I'm just trying to escape my own house.
I go out like once a week, maybe for groceries, and that's it. And like the last like 3 years.
It's crazy.
I went to
'cause
my-
now that I'm working from home again, I rarely leave the house either.
Yeah.
I wish I had like qualifications to work from home, so I wouldn't just be sitting around here. But if I did that, then I probably would have never started my YouTube thing. So
Okay.
I enjoy the hell out of it, but they seem to be giving me more overtime because I'm working from home. So I take advantage of it because why not?
Yeah, no, of course. As long as you don't burn both, burn the candle at both ends,
Well, I kind of did over the weekend. I probably shouldn't have worked the hours that I did, but it's over now. So
Yeah, at least not until you get a couple things taken care of and get some energy.
Yeah.
Cody, I go to work 1 day a week at the moment. The rest is at home. Yeah, that's. I was talking to my sister today, and it's just weird how people just seem to. They just had the floodgates open on like, okay, everything's opened up, so let's everybody bum rush the same outside and hanging around and not take any more precautions, and that's ridiculous.
yeah,
That's a huge mistake. That's a huge
It is
mistake.
a mistake. It is.
My office has 1 to 2 cases a week still. That's why I'm at home.
Yeah, you can't afford to get sick, Hobbs.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go into I know them 100% safe. I mean, we have 300
No.
people in a smaller building, and there ain't no chance. But when I got hired in, I knew that I'd be working from home. I just had to perform well, have good attendance. You can't do it if you don't attend well and you don't perform well, because the company doesn't want to send you home. It's going to be a flight risk. And I've only been back with the company for like 4 months, and I'm already at home. But I had 12 years invested with the company before this, so maybe they trust me a little bit.
Right.
we give it to about 1:30, folks. What do you guys feel? Is that cool with y'all?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
That's fine.
We had a great stream.
I meant 1:30 tomorrow night. We're gonna go 24 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it was a hell of a stream. It was an absolute blast.
That Trenchy does that.
I always tell myself, I'm like, we'll get 2 solid hours in. I said we'll go from about 10 to 12, and we'll just call it a nice solid 12 hours. Next thing I know, it's close to it. I'm like, oh shit.
No, I've seen Trenchy get online, and he'll be online for like hours and hours and hours. I'm like, how the hell do you
That's
last
true, Tim.
like 12 hours?
That guy
Yeah,
has a
no,
lot more energy than me.
Live stream by myself. I don't know if anybody would like pop in if I did one, because I've thought about doing sometimes when I'm not capable of like going upstairs to film or something, just like because I could go live off my PlayStation and I play a game or something. But I was like, I don't know if anybody would like want to watch, because I'm not that great of a gamer. I suck pretty bad. But just watch me jack around on the game and go live. Well, I guess now
I wanted to.
I can go live, but
Oh yeah,
you
I
guys
wanted
want
to tell you guys. Anytime you guys want to go live for anything, yeah, definitely, we'll jump in. And
So-
once we get close to you guys getting to a number that's close to monetization, we can flip it, and we can have you guys broadcast the midnight hour, and we can trade back and forth like Slash Brothers do. The way you guys get watch time on your channel too, we can flip it.
oh, we're still here, Seth. We're still
You guys
rocking.
think about
Wow, I can't believe you guys stayed 8 hours online. That's crazy. I would have to have a charger plugged into my phone for that.
yeah, I was lucky.
went
I
8
got
hours?
my husband to hook up the stuff to the computer when you guys was talking about going live or whatever. I talked him into help him. Oh, I shouldn't say talk to him. Well, I guess I don't know. I had him help me figure out how to use the computer for this because I wasn't going to stand and hold my phone like that. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I was like, I need help with getting the computer set up. So now I could do stuff. Now I could screen record. I'm learning how to do that and learn how to do this new editing stuff. Now I got a webcam and a microphone.
I mean, the thing is like, if it's different time frames, did you guys just want to use the label midnight hour later, like during different times, and upload different? That you can do that too. I don't care. Or are you talking about doing like a separate stream that's just like gaming?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's ran across my head a couple times. It's like I'm bored. I think I'll just stream.
Whatever you want to do, we're always gonna support.
Yeah, I
whatever
haven't
you
thought
wanna
about it
do.
recently. I wouldn't have like a topic or anything to do right now, but I know in the past, but I think before I met you guys, I had thought about it, but I never went through with it.
Well, this to me is an awesome hour that we do it because I know a lot of people are up on Sunday nights. To be truthful, I did it for a lot of reasons because I know that some people have a hard time sleeping Sunday nights. So why not chat?
Because you can't play the copyright because you're playing the full length of songs. Yeah, that sort of sucks.
Oh, full moon's in the house. Hey.
It's a full moon out in this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true, Demented. That's true. It's always midnight somewhere.
And that was the other part of it. I wasn't going to say that, but I was going to later say that in a video, but I guess the cat's out of the bag. It's always midnight somewhere. That's why it's the midnight hour.
Excuse me, mister, but why is the cat in the bag in the first place?
Well, because I was going to be like, well, you know what? If you want to take this on a different day, it's always midnight.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank everybody that showed up for the Joe Lujan interview. Next week, we will have August Rodon coming on in. He's the preeminent guy from Godzilla, Japanese kaiju movies. Yeah, if you have any questions about Godzilla, he's the man to ask. So we'll be bringing him on next week.
Nice.
Cody
Yeah.
just mentioned that that's going to be our new tagline. Our new tagline is "It's always midnight somewhere."
We also
Go ahead, Boom.
Hobbs will also be putting a link down to the Midnight Hour Facebook group. It'll be in the description box. So if you're on Facebook, come join it. Come join us on the group. Love to have you guys.
We're going to be having an album coming out soon as well. We're going to be singing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, nobody gonna want to see me sing. They'll be paying me to stop. The hell,
We're
man.
gonna have the Wolfman Jack come on saying, "It's the midnight hour." All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boom. Thank you, Cheetah. Thank you, Horror Spice. Thank you, Joe Lujan. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Everybody have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week in the midnight hour because it's always midnight somewhere. Thank you, Cody, for the new intermittent pictures for the new tagline that we're going to use on our channel. You all have a good night.
Night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.